Hello and welcome to another typical tea relaxing long play. Today we're diving straight into the next update to Manor Lords. We've got level 3 churches, we've got new crops, we've got new animals, so without further ado, settle down and relax alongside me in Manor Lords. Don't forget your cup of tea. Let's go. Here we are there, spawned into the new map, our fresh camp of settlers ready to get going. So let's have a look at this rather stunning new map. I've yet to really look around at all, but from what I can see so far, looks pretty cool, I must say. Right, let's get out of good old Zoomvu and let's go up here. So we've got Kargveiger, got anyway, Helmheim, how are you saying that? You've got In der Schule, I'm butchering all these, I'm absolutely sure. Pelteloch, Beam Ruben, Heilingsweg, and Pnut. Pretty cool. That's the one I can actually say, I'm guessing. Right, let's pause the game and look! A message! How lovely! Oh, build up your town manor, and when ready, press claims. Well, I'm sure we certainly shall. That's because we're against an AI, because the AI too has received a bit of a workover, so they shouldn't get so stuck. And look at this gorgeous terrain here. It's actually much hillier in this region than I foresaw. Look at this! We've got a new little timer on the side here for playing, pausing, and fast forwarding. And we're still at times 8 speed, but look at this! We've got... What do these seasons mean? Well, winter. Foraging, source becomes dormant, livestock farm stop gathering, ponds freeze over, spring, frequent raining, pasture, livestock produce offspring. What? They only breed at certain times a year, indeed. Summer, crop growth, shearing occurs, possible droughts, and autumn, harvesting, ploughing, and sowing crops. Finally, we've been talking about it for some time, my friends. The seasonal hiring is here, and with it, explanations of what happens in each season. Look at this, the UI has received yet another workover. It doesn't seem that long ago that they redid it, and it's been redone again. Oh, doesn't that look cool? I loved your playing card. That's really cool. I like Dash a lot. Oh, it's so cool. Help the same? Help is the same. But the rest of it is so cool. Look at all this up here. This is all changed again. I do quite like it, I must say. Well, maybe it's a little bit small. Ooh, look, this has all changed where it is. What's this, military? Oh, yes, it's the same. Yes, it's what do we have in terms of military goods, of course. And on this side, timber, here, food, all there. Okay, crafting materials, it's still broadly the same. It's just been moved down from here. Oh, okay, so monthly supplies is now up here. And approval. So instead of being over this side, our regional wealth. Okay, right. Well, what else do we have on this map? So in the center, right down at the bottom, we have a lovely lake winding through in this region. That's a really cool spot, isn't it? We're definitely going to be building a monastery there at some point. And a monastery typical. Yes, a monastery. Oh, I'm going to have to learn these again, aren't I? That's because there is now a third level to the church, and I can't wait to explore what that looks like. Icons changed. They sort of looked like they had for a second then, but then they flitted back to these. Flitted. What do we have in our home region then? So, we have some fishes, we have a rich resource of hallucinogens, we've got some salt. Is that it? Is that it? Oh my goodness, got no resources. How on earth are we going to do anything? There's some clay over there. We have not even iron at our behest? Oh dear, what are we going to do? What does the AI have? They're over in Pnut, which is by far my favourite word by now, actually. Change my mind. What are all these roads doing here? That's an unfair advantage. And they've got a strong resource of salt. They've got a rich resource of clay. They've got stone right there. They've got shoal of fish. They've got hallucinogens as well. That doesn't seem fair. Let me guess. They're fertile as well, and we're not. Nah, they're not fertile. Are we fertile? Let's fly on over. Have we spawned in a fertile region? We have. We shall have to do some seasonal farming then. Actually, there's quite a lot of roads in this region, isn't there? Already. Well, it's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to get in and play the new update. So, well, typical, stop talking about it and start doing it then, why don't you? So, let's start then with a little circle going around our starting camp, and we'll use that as the basis for the rest of our settlement going forward. So, we'll just pick a spot and spin in a circle using the lovely F and G keys to make ourselves a little circle here. And we'll just check the terrain so we don't have any ridiculously slopey paths, and maybe then we'll just take a point here and gently curve this down to the main road. That looks okay. Put a little love path in here. Good, so that connects us up here. Can we connect up to there as well? We certainly can. So I think we'll keep that kind of same flowing feeling. So the road kind of flows through here and incorporates the circle. Good. I imagine our starting technique isn't going to change much, so we're going to go ahead and see about getting a hitching post at the very beginning. This, I think, will locate just right as close to our starting camp as we can, I suppose. So, do we want this inside the circle, or do we want housing in here? Let's put housing on the outside, so we can afford to have this inside, so we'll get that there. We'll relocate this one after ordering ourselves our second ox, so we can have those next to each other. Right off the bat, we'll go to gathering, and we will go for a wonderful logging camp. There's all sorts of new features. I can't wait to explore them all. So we'll put this down. Again, we want this to be nice and close to our starting resources. In fact, I'm going to put it inside the circle for the time being. So we'll put that one down there. And then I'm going to use the rest of our resources. Be that not many. What is it? Just a couple of 6 timber left, potentially. Is it really 6? I've only spent 4. Yes, that makes sense. To make a couple of dwellings, and these 2, let's keep nice and close. So, do we go on the outside edge? Yeah, we'll go on the outside edge. So, let's go for a couple of small ones. Something a little bit like that there. In fact, we can probably get that even smaller and still have 2 dwellings. Come on. Okay, let's turn... Where's my snapping point tool? What? How do I turn off snapping? Hello? There used to be a thing that I could press here. Disable snapping. Where's it gone? I'm going to have to check the keybinds. 1 moment, please. Okay, panic over. I couldn't find anything, and then I was like, am I missing something really obvious? Yes, I am. It's down here. They've just moved it. It's okay. No need to panic, everyone. I certainly wasn't panicking. Were you panicking? I wasn't panicking. Why would I panic? Why would I panic? I never used the snap to rose button. No, not at all. It's not essential to how I play the game. Anyway, my slight episode of panic over. It's almost as bad as when they removed the times 12 game speed. Let's go ahead and get a few of these mortgages down then. So, what I was thinking is getting a couple of dwells. A couple of dwells. It's a pretty hip way of calling a bergschmut, isn't it? Did typical T just use the word hip? He did. He regrets it, and so should you. Let's put down a couple of burgages there, and then we'll see if we can get a larger one behind, so we can get an initial spot to have some veggie tobbles. And so we'll put that here. I do believe, from reading the notes... Oh dear, too steep to build. Some things never change, huh? I do believe from reading the notes that, or the patch notes, the yield from vegetables has been decreased. So this may affect our gameplay. I believe also the orchards have been decreased, but we can now make beautiful things like cider, which is obviously another happy beverage. So that's positive. Let's just see how it goes, shall we? Where's my line that tells me where my mortgage ends and my garden starts? It's reappeared there, so we'll just go with that, shall we? Let's just make sure that lines up here reasonably well. It doesn't have to be perfect by any stretch of the image. So, I don't know why I'm truncating all my words today. Let's press play, shall we? And we're going to put the highest priority to our hitching posts to make sure they get stuff and things done to them, followed by the logging camp. And let's see how the AI is getting on. Now, no doubt they already have a church. Oh no, they are just getting started as well. They're starting with a logging camp, actually. Interesting. We'll have to spy on the We'll have to spy on the AI to see how they're getting along. Spy. Typical is in a strange mood today. I do apologise. A large quantity of tea has been consumed, and therefore caffeine levels are high. And when caffeine levels are high, Typical gets strange. Don't know if you've noticed that in the past. Every time I go to get a cup of tea, I get a bit weirder. Lovely. Logging camp is constructed. Let's get a handful of workers there toiling away to bring us some more logs. We've got both our hedging posts, dwellings are under construction, so we can make people nice and happy as soon as possible. Monthly supplies aren't looking great, but that's fine because we're going to chop down a few more trees, and I'm going to keep losing where my construction materials are now because they've moved, but they're there, so that's fine. Apparently as well, construction times in general have been increased. Let's see if this takes longer than we thought. It doesn't pass. No, it looks okay. I don't know at what point you need to have an advanced construction crew. Does it say in here? What would be an advanced building? How about industry? No. Don't know. I guess we'll find out over time. It might be maybe building upgrades will require an advanced crew. Anyway, logs are coming in, so I would quite like to accommodate the last couple of families that we have yet to give homes. So we are going to make that a priority. So let's just pause the game and give ourselves time to build a few more small dwellings. And once again, I think we're going to use that newly located snapping tool just to allow us to get these packed in a little tighter. A little something like that there. Okay. Fast forward time so those get built. It all seems very smooth. I wonder if there have been any more upgrades to how the game runs, because it feels like it's running very nicely. The UI almost makes it feel like a different game from this perspective as well. Well, we'll get those buildings popped together, and then we probably ought to think about getting ourselves a granary and storehouse and stow the goods that we have started with away inside nice and securely. So we'll put the granary there, and we'll put the storehouse just next door. It's going to take me a while to get used to where that snapping button is, that's for sure. Let's put this down just here, connect it up to the road. We're also going to need a variety of other resources, and not the least of which is hydration fluid. So we'll get a hydration fluid well there. Plot levels increased. Oh, look! That's moved as well. It's all very different. Now, we're going to be doing some farming here, and for once, I might actually be doing some farming at elevation. So let's see about getting a perk. Now, I've been told by the devs, when I say told, I mean I've read the post they put out, that apparently, if all goes well with this update, the next one is going to be a perk release, and we'll finally get a whole tree of perks. How wonderful. What a perk of playing the game, hey? So, let's go ahead and find ourselves where the old farming at elevation is. Not you. Is it you? Efficient farming at elevation. When farming at elevation, plus 20%. Cheaper animal imports. Seems nice. Increased mining labor speed. It's fine, we don't have any mining, but sure. And artisans will be slightly lazier. Okay. We'll go for that one there. And then resume the speed. I said resume the speed. We've got everyone in dwellings, but of course we need extra expansion space. So let's see if we can't make that happen. Sacrilege to cut down all these trees like this, but I need space. I just need space. And then we'll immediately go ahead and see about getting another couple of dwells in here. There we go again, truncating words. And let's get a worker in both the storehouse and the granary and quickly tuck away all those goods nice and safely so not too many are destroyed by this rain. Ah, indeed, I shall form militia. Oh, look, it's all changed here as well. Is that the hire mercenaries button? It is. Well, we shall of course get ourselves... Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, hexagonal-shaped playing cards. So much different. I'm quite surprised they did a UI overhaul so recently after doing the last one, but I must say, it does look good. Right, let's unassign those families, get another family working back on the old logging camp. We've got a couple of timber, and we've got a couple of dwelling spaces for people to be moving into. The next thing I want to start thinking about is probably going to be gathering in some food. Now, fish are closer than hallucinogens, are they? They are, but not by much, and hallucinogens are much better. It's not a personal opinion, it's just the way things are. So let's get a hallucinogen gatherer, and we'll put it just here. No, we won't. We're going to build this road out here, a little bit like that, and then we're going to put him down there, so he's nice and close to the granary, so the granary workers can easily get all the foraged goods and stow them away. Alrighty, because we're going to need to start getting that food sooner rather than later. All this is a bit small. I might see if I can make this a bit bigger. That's better. Right, I've scaled the UI slightly, so hopefully you can all see it as well as me. I totally wasn't struggling before. That's, just looking after you guys and all that. Firewood, etc. is going to be important as well. How's the AI getting on? Have they got a level 3 church yet? I'm just miffed about how they get churches so quickly. They don't seem to be that far ahead of us, although ahead of us they do seem to be. I love our little circular start here, by the way. I think it looks rather pretty. Okay, let's get 2 families working at the forager's hut. And then we shall move on to making ourselves an sawpit. And I see no reason we shouldn't put this here. We'll also need to assign a market stall locale. And I think this looks as good a place as any. Let me squeeze a few in there. Okay, 3 in there. Squeeze a through in here. Or perhaps here. Oh, nearly. It's a shame. The game's never particularly liked snapping around the old hitching posts, I must say. Right, we'll do that there, sure. Okay, and I might... Oh, another family's moved in. Perfect. I'm going to send you to work at the market stall in the granary, so you can start gathering in the food that comes into the forager's hut and start distributing it to all the peeps. What else do we want from there? Well, usually I'd get on the charcoal chain as quickly as we can so we can make our own food, so I don't see why we shouldn't do that. We'll get ourselves a woodcutter's lodge. Where's all the lumber at? Kind of down this way, so... maybe we'll put this on the edge of the slope here. Like so. And connect it back into the road. And can we manage to get ourselves charcoal kiln here? No, so we're going to have to put that inside here somewhere. And slightly back from the edge as well by the looks. That's fine. Let's put a little road there because I think that looks good. Might not want to put one here. Nah, we'll just keep that one there. Maybe we'll do that though. Sure thing. Right, I could kind of do with the worker to go and work at the woodcutter's lodge. So I'm going to nab a logging camp worker as we are up to 21 timber. Let's go to the saw pit and set up a timber limit of 6, for example. And then we're going to want maybe 40 planks. This is much bigger, this UI now. Maybe I've gone too far. Well, let me know. Do you want me to make the UI smaller again? Maybe by 0.1, just so it's a bit more out of the way, or do you like being able to see what I'm doing? Let me know in the comments below. Foraging is happening. Mushrooms are being shroomed. I would very much like to get my grubby little hands on some planks, so we'll get a family working at the saw pit. We've got 1 accommodation space left, so that would lead me to believe we need to get on with building a little bit more. Maybe let's fill out some of this space inside here. So if is this going to give me problems with the hitching posts again? What I'm going to do is build a little road around these hitching posts to get around that problem. A little bit like that there. And then see if we can't get a nice big burgage that uses up this space here. Or maybe 2 of them. Even better. Might even make that a little wider so we can get 2 expansions. Ooh. 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 Just do that. Okay, so we will maintain space for people to move in, because I know it upsets you all terribly when I don't make good use of all of the available immigration and migration. So, it's a vegetable garden in these. Good. And we're going to need to get a trading post. Plenty of construction going on. I could do that charcoal kiln up and running so we can start converting some of that lovely firewood into charcoal. And, right, where are we? So, trading post. Indeed. Where shall we put you, sir? Oh, look, a spot made for you. Just there. And we'll connect you out to the road. Just here. Lovely. Maybe we'll put a little turning spot in here. How can we get that set nicely? Sure. Oh, yes, exactly what I wanted to do. Thank you, saving complete. Couldn't have done it without you. And got another family unassigned. Let's send them to work at the charcoal kiln. And you two are going to be vegetables. And how are we doing for finances? So we have ourselves 30 coinage. It is not enough to buy us some beets. Might be in this one, but I don't want to spend it all in one go. Anyway, we're going to want to establish a trade route to allow us to sell charcoal. Let's take a quick check-in on the AI. Okay, we've got a fishing hut, logging camp, quite a few burgages. We might actually be keeping up this time, you know. Maybe my usual lackadaisical approach to how many burgages we get down straight away has been holding me back from keeping up with the AI. Who knows? But what I will say is we have a much prettier starting settlement than the AI does. Yes. AI, more like A-die, apparently. That's what I was saying there. Cool. Let's keep the speed up, and let's keep the progress going. I'm going to have to relearn all of these little icons up here, because they are not popping out to me with me understanding what they are. Never mind. Right, let's get that trading post built. I really would like to get selling some goods, and as soon as the construction's finished on these burgish plots as well, I'm actually going to make the trading post slightly higher. Then we'll be able to get an expansion popped on this one. But once again, I'm pretty quickly going to be looking to building a few more so we don't lose any of this migration. A forester's hut sooner rather than later might be a good idea too. perhaps keeping this particularly hilly area forested would be a good way to make use of the space, because we're not going to be able to use it for buildings. Albeit we might be able to do some farming. How's barley? So barley's hot here. It's good over here. Gosh, it goes all the way around here, doesn't it? Okay, there's a few barley spots we can take advantage of. Wheat is pretty much good everywhere. That's fantastic. And rye. And look at this, more types. What's this? Barley? Yes, we know that there. Oat. Oat fertility, which I believe is used to make animal feed. So we're going to need to do some of that. Do we have to feed our oxen? I don't know if we do or not. That's going to be an interesting one. I certainly know we need to feed cows, I think, and sheep. Because you've got the livestock farm now, instead of just the sheep farm, I believe. In fact, we can go and find that, can't we? So we've got pastures, which we actually have to build. Cows and calves. Do we have cows and calves now? Can I import them with the livestock? Workers refine oats into animal feed and gather resources from pasture animals, milk from cows, wool from sheep. Produce is seasonal. Livestock can be imported by the livestock trader. So I think we can import cows now. Oh my goodness. I'm positively giddy with excitement for all the things we're going to be able to do in this playthrough. It's quite the large expansion. I was reading through the list and I was like, oh my goodness, there's so much new stuff. I can't wait to play. Right, let's go into the trading post before I completely lose my mind. And we want to be exporting a little bit of love, but also firewood or charcoal. I also heard it rumoured, and again I say rumoured, I read it, that sheaves have gone from the trading post, which is going to make it much harder if you want to import sheaves to then multiply into bread, etc. What am I looking for? Commodities. We're going to export us some charcoal, and I want a surplus of, say, 10, should be absolutely plenty. Might be worth getting ourselves a storehouse worker. Now we have someone free. Let's get an expansion built on their dwelling so we can keep having people move in. How are we doing for shrooms? We're barely scratching the surface. I'd like to get another worker there, really, but we are fairly limited on the number we have available to us currently. Let's get a little road in here so that we don't lose access to the pond. So we'll just put that up there so we don't accidentally build over it. Over this area here. And I'm pretty happy with how things are going so far. I'm very overwhelmed by the amount of new stuff. It's going to take me a little while to assimilate all the information. Right, so that's not showing me how much charcoal I actually have. Is that down here now, I take it? Yes, it is. 52 charcoal. Okay, so we should be exporting that before too long, provided we actually send someone to work at the trading post. We've got enough food, I think, to see us through the first winter, so I might not rush to go and buy some beets. I might buy instead a horse. That might be what I do. Get another vegetable garden in that spot there. And a family's just moved in, so we're going to assign someone there. What's this? Toggle seasonal hiring. I want someone there every year. I've honestly, anyone who's been watching? Oh my goodness. Anyone who's been watching the channel a long time will know I've been asking for this for quite some time. It's a game. It's a feature that Austria had. I loved playing Austria back in the day. And seasonal hiring was great. So we're going to be doing so much micromanaging. So I hope you're all ready for that. Because it's not going to stop. Anyway, burgages. The Lord said, go forth and burgage, and so we shall. Once again, let's go for a couple of smalls. Is that too steep? Doesn't look it. We've got materials. Why won't you let me burgage? The Lord said, go forth and burgage. I'm just trying to fulfill the commandments. Okay. Calm down, typical. It's okay. You're being allowed to burgage. It was just something to do with that section of road. Okay, let's see if we can't get 2 in here. It's a little longer. Don't really want to snap up to there, so turn that off. Sure, so 2 little mortgages in there. And turn snapping... Nope. Turn snapping back on. And then we'll fill out some space here. And maybe this can be our first orchard. So build that one there. A couple more small ones. And I think we're going to have to go between those snapping points there to get enough space. Ooh, tiny bit more then. Slightly misjudged that one. Okay, 2 there. And then 1 more built around the outside. I think we might as well go all the way up to the edge here. Sure. go with that. It's going to give us plenty of space for people to move in. Getting another family working at the forager's hut. We brought in some money. We've got enough to buy ourselves a horse. We're going to do so and immediately make sure we upgrade our hitching posts to stable so we have enough space. We're going to realise we didn't allow our market stall for the storehouse. We're going to fix that, and we're also going to upgrade it to be a large boy. Don't worry, stable space is on the way, my friends. Right, so you are going to be an orchard. The prices for seeds, etc. has also changed, I believe. Apples and pears have become more expensive, but quinces have, in turn, become cheaper. We do have 56 coins. Why don't we go ahead and buy some beets with that there money? That seems like a good investment to my good self. We'll have a horse here in no time, so we shall assign you. Hopefully none of you horses or oxen are going to die this year from lack of feeding. I don't think we need to feed you, just sheep and cows. We should probably start to think about gathering in some stone. So let's go ahead and get a stone gathering camp and locate it right down near the stone lake without deleting any of the stone. Put that there. Okay, we'll get a family working there ASAP rock. A wooden church. Just need a little bit more loggage to happen. And I think we should get a church in, and where would be a good spot for our church, given this is going to be our very first level 3 church. Well, it needs to be nice and close to where we are already. But I don't want it to be boring. So, say nice and close. Do we just come all the way up here? No. I think we go in here. It'll have a nice aspect from this direction, won't it? Yes. So, let's plan its location around that, and maybe put it like that. Even if it does uproot a whole bunch of trees. Where's my another log? Where's my another log? Where's my another log? Let me another log. Let's get another family working back at the log camp, maybe even 2, to see if we can't make that happen a little bit faster. Should happen in no time at all. And then, yes, so we'll put you just in here. Maybe at the top of this hill. Yeah, okay. We'll go there. And then let's connect that to the road network with a little love path like so. Hopefully it won't take too long to build that. Wouldn't mind getting another ox. Ooh, we're about to tick over actually, so it's only 18. Has it always only been 18, or have they reduced the price of oxen? Don't know, but I'm going to order one anyway. Alright, let's unassign one of those additional families from the logging camp and send them to work at the stone gatherer so we can get some of that gathered on in. And then we're into September. I wonder if we can get the manor done this year as well. We would need a bit more stone, but that's fine, because we are indeed starting to gather said stone, so potentially quite possible. We probably have a little bit of plankage, so why don't we go ahead and start to build some animal pens, so that when we come to purchase ourselves some goats and pigs, we will have the finances to do so. We also mentioned some time ago about getting ourselves down a forestry hut. So I think we ought to do that before we forget. Where are we going to put these? Let's put them like so. Get 2 down. I do also believe the number of people that work at a forester's hut has changed. It is now 3 instead of 2. Which is odd. I don't know why they changed that. I guess maybe they found that it wasn't foresting enough or something. Something of the like. Okay. I'm going to leave that additional family unassigned for a minute because I think we probably do with the additional help at the wooden church. Now, I hear tell that if we assign ourselves a permanent livestock to the logging camp, they will be given a cart, and they shall be able to tow more than 1 log on any given day. So let's see if that happens. Are you the permanent? Maybe not, because you're just taking a log for construction. We'll keep an eye on that. So far, no sign of said cart. I don't know if we have to build the cart or something. I have no idea. New to this. Look, 0 out of 3 workers, and I believe the default radius has changed as well. Yes, it has. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be better or worse. So we'll put that one there, and we'll put this one here. Forest set lands. Yeah, we've got a worker free, so we will assign 1 to that particular forester's hut. And we'll try and keep at least 2 for construction. Don't know if we're going to get the manor done this year because it's already October, but I think we're heading in generally the right direction, aren't we? Now, have we seen any carts here for the oxen of the logging camp? No sign of it yet. They're all still just dragging logs along the floor. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out and see if that does start happening at some point, or if indeed we need to do something else about it. Does it say it in the tooltips down here? No. Never mind. We'll carry on. Keep on plodding on. Got 174 regional wealth. I'm going to buy ourselves some early quinces, I reckon. We've got 2 living spaces left, so I'm going to build an orchard there before we put an expansion on it. And then let's see about getting some carrots into there. It seems good to me. That has used all of our money, so we shall have to wait once more to save up from our charcoal exports. And how are we doing with charcoal? We have 2. So it could do with another charcoal worker at some point, but I'm going to leave them for construction, as I keep mentioning. How are we doing on the old market streets? With another family working at the storehouse. Well, all in good time. It's probably because they're gathering in so many of these stones at the moment. In fact, if we've got enough stones, how many stones do we have? 34? Probably enough, innit? Let's unassign the stone gatherer and see if we can't get them working on construction over here. We might hold off on building anything else. Oh, no. No, we do need accommodation space, don't we? Right. Mortgage. Where are we next going to mortgage? In here? Let's keep to our same pattern that we've been doing elsewhere. And we will build a couple of small mortgages, followed by a larger wraparound mortgage. Just about getting that. And we'll turn snapping back on. I don't want this to be double accommodation mortgage. And oh goodness, what's that? Right, we'll go sloped like that. Yeah. It's coming that way a bit. We're well into October. I can hear the wind rushing around. Oh, look, the church is done. That's good, isn't it? Right, we will let them build those. I believe that's given us some influence as well from building the church. And yeah, some way of getting the first church upgrade, let alone the second. Well, if we can get the manor, that would be mighty handy. Where are we going to put this? Somewhere in proximity to the church, do you reckon? I think that might be quite cool. Yeah, we'll put the... In fact, we'll put it next door. I think that could... I've never really done that before. Make them sort of one and the same. So maybe we'll just put it down a little bit like that there. And can we afford a garrison tower? We can't, but I will locate it where I want it. Which I think is going to be here. A little bit like that. Kind of line it up. The tower maybe. Of the church. And we'll have this opposite. Yeah. That could be interesting. Maybe we'll turn them both outwards slightly. Why not? Try something a little bit different. Right, so we will... close that, and that'll build the manor, won't it? Yes, I remember. We've got 5 families available to help with construction. So we'll get a couple of burgers put together first, and then we'll be able to do that. Currently showing surplus goods. Oh. Total goods. Surplus goods. So, total goods. For example, if you have 5 planks in place of building that require 5 planks to build, your stock will remain 5. Okay. So that's what I have. That's what I have that is not assigned to someone or a construction project. I see. Interesting. How's money? We're making a little bit more again. In anticipation of buying in more oxen, let's get ourselves another couple of hitching posts, which I think we'll put over here. It makes sense to have some closer to where we have the logging camp. And we've got a bit of space in here, so let's see about getting a couple down. Make use of this space, and we'll put through a little access road for them. We might as well sling that around here as well, because that's inevitably going to handle a couple of horses for the trading post. Well, 6 unassigned families. We should be ripping along with construction of the manor with that many. Nope, 14%. Might just get it done this year. We have a full cohort of 20 men, and we've yet to do any raiding of brigands, so I think perhaps we ought to lead an expeditionary party. Though I'm quite keen we build the manor first, actually, because then we've still got a larger workforce at home to complete the construction, rather than send them all off to war. So as soon as we've built the manor, we'll go and see if we can't deal with those dastardly brigands. Right, we're out of shrooms. Let's unassign the foragers, and it's too late to do any fishing anyway. Actually, only got 4 months of supplies. It's a little bit A little bit squeaky bum time. Hopefully we're okay. Yes, we have rather expanded the population, haven't we? Let's get ourselves down a fishy boy so that we can do some fishing next year. And hopefully those couple of beets we planted are being harvested. They are indeed. And with any luck, those will be what see us through this period. Let's come out of the construction menu. And here. Yeah, we've got a couple of beets coming in. Oh, look, oats are down there. You can consume oats as a regular food type, I do believe. So you don't necessarily have to make anything from it. From what I have heard, at any rate. Well, given how cheap oxen are, we can actually afford to order one. So I think we shall. And we'll put a couple of hitching posts in. And the snow is falling in December. The manor is complete. So indeed, we have managed to build the manor and the church in the first year. I don't think, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we missed out on any migration whatsoever. So that was definitely a positive. So I think now it is time to rally the forces. And let's see if we can't go and take care of a bandit camp. Right, so no one... Oh goodness, it's all different. Right, no one run. Balanced. These all changed, right. Was it this general direction? Yes, over here. So march to this hilltop and we'll go from there, shall we, men? With any luck as well. Oh yes, I was going to say another one will spawn. There is over there, so we can go and deal with two, hopefully, in turn. I'm not going to bother deploying the retinue, because it'll take forever to get them there. They'll be very tired by the time they are there, although it might save some men. Nah. I'm sure our men can handle themselves. There should be enough of them. So we've got 3 spots for people to be moving into. Coins are not looking so great, but again, we should be able to start exporting some fuel. Should have... Yeah, it's assigned. We've not got that much charcoal. We've got loads of firewood, but no charcoal. Yes, indeed. Got loads of unassigned families, right. Let's get a couple of families working at the charcoal kiln. We'll get another one at the logging camp. Is there... Oh, yes, we can set some seasonal hiring. So, let's pause quickly. So, winter, ponds freeze over. But it looks like winter is the only season that we need to have fishing off. So, we'll toggle seasonal hiring, and we'll assign them to have 1 worker at all times during spring, summer, and autumn, but we'll leave off winter. Oh, I can't tell you how happy I am we have a seasonal hiring tool. It's so exciting. We're going to do the same for the forager's hut, before I get too excited. And we'll assign 2 families during the winter periods. We'll have to be more careful about the number of unassigned families we have, because it will be changing dynamically. But other than that, I think that's a price well worth paying for the flexibility that having seasonal hiring shall grant us. That still leaves 8 families for construction, which probably means we should do some construction. But there's quite a lot of people off to war at the moment. Where are the men? Right, they're still marching up there. Well, we've got a bit of timber, so let's continue expanding the logistics chain. Well, actually, what we could do is get another worker at the trading post. Don't really need seasonal hiring for you. I was just very keen to use it. Let's get another family at the woodcutter's lodge and see if we can't massively increase the amount of charcoal we're exporting while we have some additional labour. And some more badges wouldn't be a bad idea. How are we doing for stone? Just a little bit left to gather in. We'll get a family back working there as well. And dwelling-wise, again, let's get a couple of small mortgages in here. Again, it's winter. It's really hard to see planning-wise. One of the downsides of building in winter. And then we'll build uphill here. I think that looks okay. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it looks okay. Right, then we'll build a third one here, and then we probably need to do a connecting road of some sort. Does that line up? A bit far. And definitely just want the 1 baggage, which means I'll probably make this a bit wide, but it's fine. Okay, we'll build those there, and then we'll get a road running up the hill here, just so we don't cut anyone off. It's not too steep, so it's not too bad. Let's go and join the men. Ooh, look at that lovely graphic glossing over there. My golden troops, the golden company. Right. Have you been in war? Have we provoked them? Am I too close? I don't think so. No, they're still here. Right, let's move you over this way, maintain the high ground. And let's see if the combat has improved any such, or whether our troops are still going to spin round like a spinning top as soon as the enemy engage us. So we'll shield wall. And let's see if they actually maintain the shield wall, or if they just spill all over the place, because that's a problem we've had recently for sure. No, that is still a problem. So, as you can see, the shield wall has completely disintegrated. Well, we'll keep them at balanced, and we'll try and keep a line here, and see if we can't minimize our losses. Ideally, we would lose no men. We can't really maintain the terrain advantages we used to, because they move around so much, it's nearly impossible to do, which is very disappointing. But hopefully that's something they'll fix in a future update. I can't really see how many men are left. Again, winter. Right, we're done. Oh, we won. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter then, because we won. Right, let's head over here and avail ourselves of the booty. And then we shall let our troops rest and move on to the next bandit camp before heading home in time for the spring chores. Right, let's head up here. Thank you very much. It belongs to my treasury now. And we want to deploy you in the direction of these foes. We'll line you up in the plain here, and while we're here, how's the AI getting on? Well, they too have a church. I didn't see their manor, but that's not to say that they don't have one. But we don't seem too far behind. And as I always say it, we have a prettier looking base. Ooh, something else we can do with seasonal hiring. We don't need to have foresters here in winter. So we'll do that. Does that universally apply to all those trades? No, that's something that used to happen with the old Ostriv. Never mind. Might be more flexible to do it that way, actually. So, ideally, we would do most of our construction in winter. That's what the seasonal hiring kind of lends itself to. So when we have our construction camps, we might mostly employ people of those during the winter. Because again, we'll be able to seasonally hire them. Just keep moving in until we've provoked said bandits. Once we have, we will set up a defensive line. Still there, still there, still there, still there, still there, and provoked. Let's stop wherever we are. Once again, we'll take a shield wall. I think it'll make much difference. I guess it'll just deflate the enemy's initial charge. And let's see if we can't deal with these units nice and quickly. I really do wish that the units would spawn a little bit sooner. They do seem quite close by the time we actually see them. And once again, we'll spin around like a top, and we'll just concede the high ground, because why not? But it's okay, because I'm sure we'll just spin around again and have the high ground again, because that's how a shield wall works, right? You just sort of spin with the enemy. Good grief. Oh well, I suppose if I want a completely top-of-the-range battle, I'd go and play a Total War Saga game. Hopefully they get it right. I thought it was actually better than it was better before the last update they did to combat, but I could be wrong. Maybe they handle better in larger groups now, though I've not found that to be true either. Oh well. Ooh, do you know what? I wonder if they finally fixed the level 3 Burgage having a green upgrade triangle for level 4. That would be amazing. We've been waiting for that one for a long time. Hopefully maybe they didn't fix it because they were waiting to implement the new UI, which had fixed it. Well, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that one, that's for sure. Well, we're up to 1,000 influence, so if we wanted to, we could claim another region, and it might be worth doing. So let's take a look, once again, at what the other regions have to offer us. So this one has strong fish. That's about it. Over here we have a rich resource of iron. That could be handy. What about this one down in the valley? Ooh, they have a rich resource of stone. That could be very useful. And clay as well, so potentially good exports. Over here, it's wild animals and mushrooms. And over here, yes, strong iron. Well, I don't want to be too far away from our starting settlement, so I really think it wants to be one of these three over here. So either Paltlok, Beam Rubam, or Indeshlau. So, and I think of those, Indeshlau with the strong stone deposit is going to be the one that we go for. It's just down the hill from our existing settlement. So let's see if we can't press ourselves a claim as we bring our lads home. Make sure they are coming home, so we can disband them. And we're coming into spring. We've got no food. I don't know how long that's been the case for. Are people unhappy? Not yet, so I'm guessing we haven't been without food for long. And I'm guessing Just as soon as we turn into March, we should see seasonal hiring take effect, and we'll go from 9 unassigned families to a fair fewer, because the foresters' huts, the foragers' huts, and indeed the fishermen will all take up their trade once more. So we'll just wait until it ticks over into March. Oh, a bandit camp. Where is it? Should we go and deal with it? Oh, it's so far away. Well, the men are already deployed. Very well. We'll send the men in that general direction. Now, up to here to start with. Okay, and let's come back here. What are we on? February 26th, so we should tick over before too long. And we'll see just how the game handles starting the seasonal hiring. Come on, March. Oh, look, there we are. So, yep, okay, just happened. Right, we're running out of food, but that shouldn't be a problem, because indeed we shall have some harvested soon, because we can now fish and we can gather mushrooms again. Okay, how are we doing for finances? We brought in a little bit more money. We're going to first spend that on an additional horse and reduce the number of families working here to 2. We've claimed Indishlau, so that's fantastic. Don't think we're quite ready to settle that yet, but all in good time. We'll set ourselves, I was going to say we can set ourselves a tithe, but we are low on food. Maybe we'll leave that for a moment. It would be good to get a couple of these built out, so let's go for a combination of veg plots. We'll go for all veg plots over here, actually. They may be a bit big, but with 2 families working at them, we might be okay. Not enough supplies, doesn't seem likely. Should have been gathering loads of timber and planks, indeed. Are we done with the stone? No, 31 left to gather, so we'll leave you to continue doing that. Got a little bit more money. Okay, do we buy some cabbages? I think we do. Buy some cabbages. And then with our leftover change, we'll buy some goats. Did we buy 2 lots of goats? No. More expensive than oxen. Goodness sakes. Military has arrived over here. Let's head on over. And I wonder if stand your ground would mean they don't move around. I think I've tried that before and they still do. Right, we'll head off in a diagonal direction because, oh, you know what? Fighting them uphill doesn't matter, does it? Because we'll just spin around. I keep forgetting that's how it works now. Keep going to try and find the high ground, but it's completely pointless. Right, let's just move into range and then we'll stop and rest as they run downhill towards us. There we go. So we'll just shield all there and wait for them to charge into us. We'll poke them with our pokey sticks, and then finally head on home, after of course looting their camp. Come on lads, poke them hard. So much poking. Look, now we have the high ground. But not for long, because it's the old clock face of war in Manor Lords. And now I keep complaining about it, but it does bother me a little bit. Right. This all seems to be run-of-the-mill stuff. Don't lose anyone. This is your 3rd combat. You should be more experienced than your 1st. Good, lads. I knew you could do it. Right, we'll run you over here. Grab the booty and head on home. Come on. Places to be, you know. Right, belongs to my treasury. And we'll tap you on back over here like. Did I really do that? I imagine you were all screaming as I did that. Oh, well, we'll have to just pretend that didn't happen. I do apologize, everyone. It was winter, and I'm playing on the game. I've got my graphics set up so that I have to hold tab to see resources, and I just completely forgot that's where the mushrooms were. So there's not much point in the forager's hut anymore. So we'll reduce the number of assignments to 1, and we'll buy them some herbs. They have something to do. That is so embarrassing. It's terrible. Let's increase the number of people that work at the Shoal of Fish, and let's make sure that we make good use of these vegetable plots that we've used to exterminate all of the mushrooms. Oh no! Oh, typical, what have you done? Buy some beetroots, man, for goodness sake. We'll get some expansions on these as well, so we at least have somewhere for people to move into. Right, I think I need to have a cup of tea to recover from that particular embarrassment. 1 second, everyone. Okay. Cup of tea consumed. It's not the end of the world, is it? It's not the end of the world. It's just very embarrassing. Okay. Mock me in the comments, why don't you? Mock me in the comments. I deserve it. I deserve it. I don't want to remove the unit, I want to disband them. Where's that? Disband unit, you're there. Okay, everyone go back to your normal jobs. There's plenty for us to be getting on with. So, 34 regional wealth. Why don't we go ahead and order ourselves another oxen? That seems a noble idea. So we'll stable up there a little bit as well. Still got money coming in. We're doing... Still not producing a load of charcoal. Has the efficiency of this changed? It's got people working on their extensions. Let's unassign you good people. And let's just see where we've got some assignees from these here professions. You're unassigned. So we'll send you to work at the charcoal kiln. Try and get a couple of families that haven't got rear extensions to worry about too much, because they will have more time that they can spend working at the workplace as opposed to in their own homes. Looks like most of the people are taken up though. We're nearly done with that stone, so we'll be able to unassign that before too long. Surely someone else must be free. Yeah, it looks like we've got a lot of busy beans. We should probably get another granary and storehouse down as well, or at least get a few more workers. You're ill, but you are free, so we're going to assign you. And perhaps just a few more. Someone has moved in here. Yes, we'll assign you. Okay. Get that going. And we've got a few unassigned families. Let's get a couple at the storehouse, a couple at the granary, and upgrade it. Hopefully that'll deal with our supply chain issues for the time being. Indeed it has. Probably gone a bit too far of anything. That's fine. Next granary and storehouse, let's position over here. And can we get away with putting them on this road? Okay, put that there. And that there. And we'll put down a little market area in here. We'll just put a little love path switchback. Well, not too big, because I do want space in here to have a market stall. Guys, I'm dying to know how many of you saw me build over those mushrooms and just screamed at your monitor. If you screamed at your monitor, comment down below. I screamed. And I will give you a personal voice note apologizing for building over the mushrooms. Anyway, enough of my embarrassing mistakes. Let's see if we can't make some progress. Indeed, people are ready for the next level, so let's get people upgraded as soon as we possibly can, so we can increase our settlement level. We're going to burn through a whole bunch of resources to do so, but that's fine, because we're always going to be bringing in more. Still got 3 people working at our logging camp. And maybe we ought to start thinking about doing a little bit of farming. Although we still only have 3 available branches for people to move into. What's this? Missing ox guide. There are unassigned families. What are you on about? I like the little symbol, but it's not true. I shan't have it. No more raiders. How are we getting on over here? I mean, ooh, actually, we still got most of the year until raiders in here. I was like, ooh, I'm not paying attention to that. That's crept on me before. Oh, look at medium village. Wonderful. Soon that'll mean picking an additional perk, but not yet. Do you want to build any more burgages at risk of building over important nodes? Well, we've got rid of the stone node, so we can build in this direction. Let's slope down a bit. I don't know how many more burgages we're going to be able to get here. And what are we doing? So we could probably do with some denser burgaging actually ready for when we do have farms. So maybe this wouldn't be a bad place to do it. If we connect this road in this direction, a little bit like that there, can we fill this out with burgages? Too steep. What about the top half? Yeah, we can do the top half. So let's build these out. Ooh. Can I get a little bit further down? I feel like I can squeeze another burgage in there. I come too close to the path. It's like it. Sure, we'll go for 4 burgages there, and maybe some on the other side if we can get away with it, but I don't know that we will. No. Could probably do some in this direction though. No, okay, that's fine. In which case, we'll get ourselves down a farmhouse. And this may also have steepness issues. But I suppose at least we can grow some wheat in there. Ooh, I like that. We'll put that one down just there. And then let's assign ourselves our first couple of fields. So we'll go ahead to our field. And we make this one big field. How large would that be? 1.1 more. We should probably make it 3 fields. It's more efficient. So we'll go... Would look better as one field, wouldn't it? Fine. We'll put one field in there. And then why don't we put a field... We take a road along here and follow down along the cliff. So we've got a snapping point. We'll put a field at the base of the cliff. Put that back around up here. Little goat's path. And then we'll get our fielding tool. Looks like something out of a very different kind of game of fielding tool. We've got one in there, and then we'll put one down here. So those will be our first 3 fields, and then we'll go for a crop rotation of wheat. And should we do oats? Oats thresh into, yeah. Oat sheaves thresh into oats. Yeah, the farmhouse, it's fine. What fertility does it share? Does it? Why doesn't it tell me this? Why don't you tell me what fertility you share? Well, if we look on here, wheat and oat. They do look different. Is oat the same as rye? Nope. Is oat the same as barley? No. Is oat the same as flax? No. Maybe it is the same as wheat. Guess we'll have to find out, won't we? So we'll go, let's go wheat, then oats, then barley. And we'll see how that rotation does for us. So wheat 96, barley 71, oats 100. So wheat's oat, barley actually, wasn't it? Wheat, oats, barley. And we'll just have to see if the fertility drops too much. And if it does, we'll have to do something about it. And change the rotation up. So there we go. And we're going to need to get a plough right away. Can we afford to buy another oxen? I don't know why I keep clicking over there. Yes, we can, so we shall do so. And then we've got a few free workers, so we will assign as many of them as we possibly can to go and work at the farm. Got a bit more money coming, so why don't we go ahead and order ourselves another goat. Let's get some chickens in these 2 baggages here. Whoop. I believe chickens have been slightly buffed recently. So it'd be good to see if they're slightly more productive resource. And maybe a few more animal pens for pigs. Having a few apiaries wouldn't be a bad idea, because that'll help us with our fertility. Spent quite a bit on that, but that's fine. And let's get 4 workers here. And we don't need anyone here during the winter. So we'll assign them, and hopefully we'll start to see some fields being ploughed, even if it's a little late in the year. Down here, we'll go ahead and get a couple chickens. Maybe we'll even go full chicken on this road. We'll go full chick. Okay. Splendid. Game is definitely starting to get a little bit slow, so I'm going to pop a little save and a little restart, and hopefully thereafter we'll be able to see plenty of progress going on down in the fields. I've assigned a couple of oxen to our lovely farmhouse here, as you can see. So hopefully with those ploughs, they'll be able to make much quicker work of ploughing these fields rather than doing it all by hand. The game has smoothed up a fair bit. Let's buy ourselves some beets and some carrots of these burgers here so we can support our food supply chain, which is looking pretty weak at the moment. But hopefully it will have some veggies coming up out of the ground before too long. And that'll help with the amount of food available to us, because it's looking a little bit on the edge at the moment, I must admit. We have rather just kept growing our population, haven't we, without too much increasing the food supply chain. There's certainly no other reason I can imagine that we'd be low on food. No. If we make better use of the fish, we'd probably run into the limit here. Eel and carp? I wonder why it's different. What kind of fish do I have here? Just fish, isn't it? Eel are a different symbol. So, yeah, maybe let's go for 100. Allow them to harvest a few more out. So maybe having the farm active is going to be even more important than we know. A little bit more money. Let's make sure we keep spending that on things that are going to bring us food. So I think we'll get down a couple more animal pens with the aim of buying some goats or some pigs. Probably pigs, actually, for the minute, if we're really intent on getting more food available. So we can have some pork on the market. Seasonal hiring is working well. We've got the foresters hard at work. Oh, what is that ox doing? Goodness, it's water ox. There's an upgrade to be had there, well there was. Let's try and take care of those when we can. Again, we'll get down another couple of animal pens in here. Not that keen on masses more expansion in terms of workers at the moment until we have some more food available to us. Admittedly, now we have all of these being planted up in here, that should go a little bit easier. We want to get some seeds for the vegetables in there just as soon as we have some more money come in as well. It might be worth us starting to make some shields or something as well to export, and also having a large source of weapons for ourselves wouldn't be a bad idea with raiders coming. Maybe some archers, that's nice and easy to do, isn't it? We don't need any metal for archers either. That sounds a good idea. So, let's pick someone. Ideally someone we haven't already given a new job. We have bought you some chickens, and all of you, we bought stuff as well. Blast. Anyone else over here ready to be level 2? No? You don't have water access. Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? That would do it. For goodness sake, typical. Always forgetting to add new water access points. We'll put this in just here. Turn off snapping. And put you down just behind the granary here. How are we doing for market stall supply? Doing absolutely fine for the moment, but we are going to need new granaries in the not too distant future. Snaffle up that upgrade while we can. Got some more money. One of you I want to become, ideally, a archer, but I may have to wait. Right, you can be piggy boy. You can both be piggy boys also. Hopefully with that well built, we'll have decent supply. How long till we can get ourselves some food over here? Not long. If I hadn't spent that money, we'd be able to do it now. Okay, all of you upgrading is very good, but I want you to upgrade ideally, because you're the ones that I want to turn into something else. Spreading down the road, hopefully that means you're next. Yes, you are. Good. Right, we'll upgrade you. And even though we built the extension, at least we haven't ordered in any animals for them. So we'll assign one of them to become a lovely bowmaster, so we can make ourselves some additional weapons come the time that we need to defend ourselves. We're going to need to build ourselves a windmill, so we can process some of this wheat that we get. This slope looks as good as place as any, with 95% efficiency, so we shall build that just there. Ooh, having said that, can we get one here? Yeah, it's better, isn't it? We'll build that one there. And we'll need a communal oven for the time being as well, so we're not going to be able to do it ourselves. Is there some information there? No. Can we fit that in here? We can. Good. Put that down just next to the farm. That makes sense, doesn't it? We can get a bit closer to the road than that. Just in here. Good. Still got this missing ox guide thing. I wonder if that'll go away if we assign someone to a stable. Doesn't look like it. Got some coins. Let's order some beets. We need the food, so I'm not going to be too picky about getting them a different type of vegetable for the time being. We'll just get a vegetable and get going. So it looks like we're going to have some barley down here, some oats down there, and next to no wheat up here. I guess we started growing too late in the season to have an efficient crop. Yeah, predicted harvest in 6 days. Oh well, hopefully next year we'll have a decent crop. We are up to 3 months of food, and hopefully with a few more veggie plot harvests coming our way, we'll be able to take care of that. I'm not going to build any additional baggages for the time being. We need to see if we can survive the coming winters. Goodness, Typical has played this very poorly. Usually much better than this. There is another bandit camp we could take care of, but it's 184 days. It is enough time to go and get them, but I think we're just going to stay here and use our workers to do construction at home. So, as well as the windmill that we've got under construction, what else are we going to want to do? Well, we're going to want to do some animals at some point. So why don't we get ourselves a livestock farm? Now, it's very good that we got ourselves an oat farm in advance of this, because we are going to need the oats to keep them alive. Ooh, look! Not seen what the oats look like before. That's cool. Let's see about getting this down then. So where are we going to do this? Well, we're going to need to do it fairly low down, because as we know, animals don't like elevation in this game. We'll snap to roads, and let's see if we can't get down here in the valley somewhere. We'll build it there. We may need to put the pastures down even further though, but I don't want to be too far away. So we'll build there for the time being. And let's connect this road down the hill. Kind of wind it down here. Ooh, I like that road. Very nice indeed. It would make sense to have a little love path here, as I always tend to do. I don't like how that snapped then. Let's see if we can do a little bit nicer. If anything, that's worse. Sure. See if we can cover it up with that a little bit. That's fine. Ooh, what? 76? Eh? 350 days left. Is it just skipped? I don't know what's happened there. Well, if there is 76 wheat, that'd be great. For some reason, there's just one oat. Go on, go and gather the oat. Yep, no oats left. Guess none of it was ready in time. You're going to start... I don't know. How many goods have we ended up with from that? According to this, and barley. It says there's 76 wheat here, but I'm not convinced I believe it. Yes, that's not right. Okay. Well, we'll leave it to just do its thing and see how we get on, shall we? Tempting to do that. I'm going to hold off. We're up to 5 months on food, so positive notes that we seem to be heading in the right direction. Blast! I just bought you some goats. You're meant to be a bower's workshop. Never mind. Guess we are just going to waste a little bit of money. So we've got some timber. We can do with some more planks. Let's get you a permanent livestock assignment. And do with 100 planks at any given time these days. So we'll get that set up there. We'll transfer you over to a bower's workshop. We'll get you upgraded. We are down to 2 available living spaces. Might start to do some more building and expansions given the food situation is starting to improve. Did we end up with any of that? We did not. Okay. Well, we did next to nothing, but at least this next year we should have a decent harvest set up because everything should be well and truly planted. No active recipe. Does that mean they don't select anything until I've chosen something? Oh, they don't. Okay, well, we're going to go with a bower's workshop. I quite like that, actually, that I have to pick. Usually it would auto-assign, which would be quite annoying sometimes. So that's a feature that I rate. Ooh, we've cleared out around the pond now. It's looking rather nice, isn't it? We might as well get a few more upgrades over here. Splendid, splendid stuff. We're going to need to make some leather at some juncture. So why don't we go to industry and grab ourselves a tannery. Got space in this little area here, so we'll get a tanner, pop down just there. What else are we going to need? Well, we're going to have to start importing some iron ore at some stage, so maybe we'll get ourselves a bloomery down here in the town as well. Check how we're doing in the market store. Could do with another family working at the granary, so we'll send them over here. And we shall see about getting a few more planks, because that's definitely one of our bottlenecks at present. Starting to get a few bows produced. Let's get ourselves a detachment of archers that we can start filling up once we have bows. And then we're going to start selling our excess bows once we've filled out that division. That's the plan. Ooh, 97 oats there, apparently, when that harvest comes through. Hopefully that'll be able to feed the livestock farm that we are building, or have built down here. Yeah. So livestock farm, oats and wheat. Of course. Not a livestock trading post, it's a livestock farm. I'm getting terribly confused. Right, we need to build ourselves a livestock trading post as well then, and I see no reason to not put this down with the livestock farm. It seemed to make sense to me in this little hollow down here. And the pastures will be even further down the hill. Good. Right, well the farmhouse workers should be coming free once they've done their job. Looks like ploughing has only just been completed, let alone sowing. Well, hopefully they speed up a little bit. Maybe let's get a couple of additional workers at the farms to see if we can't help them speed up with the sowing process. Looks like they're done with all the other bits. Are these not on the same rotation anymore? Wheat, oats, barley, wheat, oats, barley, oats, barley, wheat. Something's gone wrong there at some point. I'm going to elect to ignore it. Splendid. Well, we've got 287 regional wealth. I wonder if we do see about importing a few livestock. Having said that, do we have any animal feed? Does it appear as animal feed, or does it appear as... Yeah, it does appear as animal feed. I guess that's made at the livestock farm. That's what we were seeing here, wasn't it? Yeah. So we will allow them to do that. And there should always be, I guess, maybe... I don't know how much you need. Should we say 200 animal feed? Because I know people can consume just general oats. We may have to try hard to keep it off the market, actually. Otherwise, we're not going to make any animal feed at all. In fact, it may have gone out to market, the food that the oats that we did have. has. So what we're going to have to do is build a dedicated granary. Ooh, perfect, which we can get just there. And we're going to go to our other granaries, and we're going to tell them that they cannot stock... Oh, look at this! Cider and mead, very exciting. You can't stock animal feed, and you can't stock oats. I guess oat sheaves? Is that what I'm not meant to stock? Where are the oats? Oh, there they are, oats. Right, so and let's go and repeat that process over at the other starting granary. So, no oats, no oat sheaves, no animal feed, please. Indeed, you are selling that onto the open market. We need to use it to make animal feed so that we can actually import some animals. And we'll then use this granary here to store all of the goods. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oats look fantastic. What a lovely addition to the game. I love another type of plant, I guess. Crop. That was the word I was looking for. Another crop to add to the game. Looks really cool. Right, let's go in here quickly and let's allow them to have nothing but oat-related products for the time being. I guess they could have grains and flour. Guess they could actually have everything here. And oh dear. You're not going to have a market stall, so you actually don't need herbs. And let's upgrade you. And of course we'll need to get someone working there as well. And hopefully, next year, once we've harvested all of these oats and we've got some animal feed, we'll be able to afford to buy in some livestock without the risk of it dying. That'd be mighty nice of us to try out, wouldn't it? We of course need to put some pasture down, which now costs planks, I do believe. So hopefully this isn't too high in altitude. I guess we'll know if animals start dying in it. So let's start with a pasture. Or do we just go further down? Yeah, why risk it? We'll go down as far as we can. Let's go down to here. And we'll set ourselves a lovely pasture in here. It's pasture space. Gosh, the pasture space, have they changed how this works as well? I feel like that's not a lot of pasture space for the size of area that I've just planned out there. Just got a road coming along this way, so we've got something else to snap to. And let's put a pasture in here. It looks like we're starting to run into a tool shortage. It's only 56 pasture space. Good gravy. Well, let's build it there. For a starter, it's actually going to go into construction, which is a novel for us. I don't normally see that, obviously, with pastures. Have any more animal feed? Yeah, you've made a little bit of animal feed. That's cool. Right. Buildings require maintenance. Let's go to the trading post, and we're going to have to spend some of that hard-earned money, unfortunately, on importing some iron ore. So we'll establish a trade route. Let's try and get 20 in at any given time. We'll go to our bloomery, assign a family, and say we want to have 20 slabs at any given time. And we're going to have to assign another family, might as well be you because you're next to someone that's already assigned something, to be a blacksmith. And we probably ought to think about, now food is starting to stabilize, getting a few more people into dwellings, which of course means building some more burgages. Oh yes. Righty-ho then, so we've completed the blacksmith. Go into general, we can select a material to make, and of course we're going to make tools. We want to have a surplus of metal though, and you're going to see something very cool in the advanced tab. Oh my goodness, you can enable more than one type of active recipe. That's so cool. Okay, and I guess, oh, and the number you click on them is the priority they're made in. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, let's set 1 for tools, 2 for spears, and let's go to advanced, and look at this! So production limit, we want to have, say, 20 tools at any given time. And then we probably want to build up a surplus of spears as well, which will be produced second, I'm guessing, because it is number 2 on the list. That's really cool. I've wanted this for a long time. It means we don't have to come back and swap the production of tools and spears the whole time. Wonderful. Indeed. And look at that, you can set limits for iron as well. So we want to have... No, that's fine. As long as we have 20 tools and 36 spears, it's fine. We won't set limits up on planks or iron slabs. Lovely. So the blacksmith should get to work. We still have bows being made. And indeed, we are up to 34 out of 36 for that particular retinue. So before long, we will have an excess of bows. So at least we'll have a unit of spear and a unit of archers to face off against the mighty raiders that are coming our way. Perhaps we can get a joinery set as well. I wonder if we can... Yeah, it's the same for the bow, look. We can also set multiple productions here. So I think we should probably get a lovely woodworker's workshop up running as soon as possible, so that we can get a few more items being produced. So where are we going to expand our dwellings to? I guess maybe up here towards where we have the wooden church on this side of the road. So we'll go for our standard mix of small and large accommodation. So let's see if we can't get a couple of mortgages in here. And then we'll fill out some of this space here. Lovely stuff. Do that shape there. That looks good to me. And then again, a couple of small burgages. We can manage smaller than that, I'm sure. I'm still going to the road snapping in the old place there. And get those in here. And then a larger one next door. A little bit like that there. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so a couple more burgages have been built. We've got plenty of unassigned families to go and help with construction at them. And then hopefully we'll be able to do some assignments. So I'm going to hold off on assigning you, because I think you are going to be our joiner's workshop. So we will wait for someone to move in, so that we might then upgrade you to level 2. How are we doing down here with the pasture? Looks like we also... Oh, look at this. Oh, yes, I did read this. There's going to be little winter shelters for the sheepies, or the animals in general. So we've got that there. And if we go over to our livestock trade post... Look at this. So, oh my goodness, we can import cows. How exciting is that? Right, we only... I'm getting very excited, that's for sure. Now, we only have 7 animal feeds, so again, we do need to wait until we've got this year's harvest of oats out of the fields. That shan't be a problem. Oh, wonderful. We're ready for that upgrade to level 2 there, where our family's just moved in, so we will get that underway. So apart from expanding out to do some farming, what can we do? Well, we have got a tannery, so I think we should employ someone there so we can start making some leather from the excess hides we've got. We should also go and have a look at what else. So, clay is something we could probably look at starting to do. We do have some clay, but it's all the way over here. Wouldn't hurt to have some lime kiln, bandit camp. It's just 7 days until raiders are here now. In fact, do we hire in some mercenaries? Where are our nearest mercenaries? We'll look at that in a second. Malt house, we're going to need that because we're going to be growing barley before too long as well. So, I think we might as well get this located down here, because that's relatively near to where we have our farm and the large granary. So we'll also set this granary to stock ale, and you're allowed malt already, so that's grand. Okay, and what else? We've got ourselves down a tannery. Weaver's workshop we will need once we start getting sheep. I suppose we can get one built sooner rather than later. We might also put the storehouses down for it as well here. And I don't know if we're going to get any accommodation down here. Are there any flat spots? Oh, there's some flat spots here. We could always have a small area here outside of where the main logging area is for a little bit of sheep production base. But we can get some more buildings along the edge here. So maybe let's put a road here to allow a connection out there at some point, and we'll get a weaver's workshop just we can't do two next to each other, so I am going to go on the main road there, I think. And that's about it for the moment. Lovely and indeed jubbly. Oh yes, construction yard, the new building. Oh look, we need wooden gears to make it happen. So, workers collect and store construction materials. Built with improved speed. What? I had no idea they were just straight up faster. And can build advanced structures. I wonder what covers under advanced structures. I'm guessing the level 3 church. Maybe even level 2 church. I don't know. Assigned livestock to deliver timber in bulk. Oh my goodness. So they're the ones that do the bulk delivery of timber. Construction yard is necessary to complete construction of advanced structures. Well, looking forward to building one of those. But of course we need to get that joiner up and running before we can do so. Yes, what were we doing? We were looking to see if we can hire some mercs. So we've got a little bit of money. Oh gosh, they're expensive. I can afford these chaps though. So they arrive in Schlau. Where is Schlau? I know where Schlau is where I'm from, but where is Schlau here? Into Schlau, I'm guessing? See, they could appear from anywhere if I hire them. I suppose we could always use them to go and mop up some bandit camps. So I think we will employ them. Come on, Schlauman. We'll take on the Battle Brothers. And let's see where they come into the map for us. Over here. Okay. Right, we will start marching you in the general direction of our settlement. Over yonder hill. And then maybe we deploy you to go and take on some brigands later to help keep your wages. To help make your keep. Right, we'll speed some up briefly until we do indeed run out of time. How are we doing for markets? Okay, I did employ some extra families at this granary. We probably ought to set up a granary and a storehouse over on this side as well. So let's go ahead and get a granary. Maybe we'll put a little road in here. And off said road, we will get ourselves a granary, a storehouse, and then we'll get down a well, because I shan't forget again. And a market stall, which I think would go well just here. And then we can build some buildings around that market stall instead of the other way around. Good. So, where have these brigands appeared from? These dastardly fiends. Let's click on the icon. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's actually where we've just brought our own troops from. They might go for the AI here. Indeed they are. They are making a move on our nemesis, which is good for us, of course. So we're going to run our mercenaries in the direction of the bandit camps in the hopes that we can make some money out of them. And let's see the battle unfold. So they have 5 men in the retinue. I presume they also have some spearmen. Where are their spear boys? Are they rallying? They not have any spear boys? Oh, there they are. A unit of 20. Is that it? 5 retinue and 20 spear militia might not be enough against... it's only 2 units, is it? They should be okay, actually. They might take some losses. Ooh. Oh, no, they just disappeared because they're in the trees. Yes, they might take some losses, but I doubt they will lose. So the AI might get away scot-free. More or less scot-free this time. They might lose their retinue, though. They're down to 2 men of the retinue. And... yeah, it looks like their spear militia is untouched as yet, so they're doing the job. No other brigands have made their way into the AI camp to burn it down. It's looking quite nice, actually, for an AI camp. I don't normally like how it looks. And then they have one, and look, they're celebrating their victory by pressing a claim on Hillenstein. Hillenstein? Well, it borders my lands, but we'll leave them to it for the time being. Meanwhile, before we have to pay them too much more, we'll have to pay them again for sure, but I think we definitely want to make use of them to take out some brigands if we are paying for them. We'll make use of the men that we have hired. We're not going to challenge that claim, though, at this time, because I'm sure they'll be able to hire in mercenaries, and we only have limited finances after all. The oats are looking rather wonderful in the field, and let's go over then, and over here we want you to be a joiner's workshop, and then otherwise we can get some upgrades over here, put down some more vegetable gardens, and hopefully soon we'll be able to start selling some things other than just charcoal to bring in some decent money. I am going to get a second unit of bows, just to bolster our own forces before we start selling any. Though it looks like we are now people limited. These chaps are starting to recover from their long walk, so we won't push them into battle too quickly. We'll get you upgraded. We'll get you some carrots then. Go on. We'll get you some carrots. Running out of fuel? Right. Well, there is the sign that we need to go over to our lovely trading post here on the edge of our circle and redress the balances of the commodities. So we only want to export once we have a surplus of 100. It's only being sold for 1 coin now anyway. So quite the waste. No active recipe. Yes, indeed. We have put down a joiner's workshop. So you, my friend, shall make gears, then shields. And I would like to have, say, 20 wooden parts, rather, at any given time. And maybe 50 shields at any given time. So you shall get to that. We might have to get a few more families working on the old timber industry with those limits. Okay, did we accidentally provoke these chaps? We did not. Okay. Let's move the men into position. And with these forces, we should be able to easily take on our foes. In fact, I'm going to send you towards the second unit. Second bandit camp. See if we can get this done as quickly as possible. Let's set you to push forward. Take out these men as quickly as possible. You outnumber them 2 to 1 and you are superiorly armed. So it should take you no time at all. Can we get this done before the next payment? I think we might just be able to do it. I'm going to set these chaps to push forward as well. And we're going to run these chaps over to the bandit camp. Take a line here. And we will deal with these brigands in no time. Take this camp for ourselves. I don't know why they stop moving if you actually click over the bandit camp sometimes. Right. Let's get that for ourselves. Lovely stuff. Belongs to my treasury. Might as well run you down this way. But you're actually done, are you already? You are. So as slow as you are, we'll run you down here. We've got 9 days to reach the bandit camp. But we have to make a payment again. 8. Oh, looks like we're going to be okay. 7. Belongs to my treasury now. And we're going to expand those units. Lovely. So, got ourselves a lovely bit of influence. And also some money at the same time, even if we were just building up to a similar level to what we had before. Though I think we have come up with a slight increase. We're down to just 2 unassigned families, which isn't the end of the world, but it's a few fewer than we had previously. Get another vegetable garden on there. I think these would make good chicken coops, but we don't have the ability to build those at present because we are a little low on money. We're actually going to go over to the trading post, I think. This is tricky, actually, because we need to be able to build up some money to buy a trade route. And we are still buying in iron, no doubt, which is costing us a large number of our coins, I would presume. We've got 11 slabs, no iron ore. We may have to postpone. We've got tools now. Let's pause trading on iron ore. Wherever you are. Hello. We're going to do no trade. And we're going to see if we can save up a little bit of money so that we might be able to buy a trade route. And of course, we're aiming to buy a trade route for... Oh, we've got a bit of money came in just there, actually. Yes, we'll buy a trade route for warbows. And we'll export everything over 36, which hopefully will be a limit we'll reach before too long. And then we'll be able to start shipping them out. And what are we going to do with regard to other things and stuffs? So descriptive, typical. Well done. And yeah, 23 warbows. Not built any shields yet. It's fine. Yes, I was going to look at the amount of plank we had. Yeah, we've got a decent number of planks. Got a decent amount of timber as well, actually. So we still have 3 families working at the logging camp, which is more than I would normally have at this juncture. So that's quite good. Fuel is still 2 months. What are we struggling for fuel-wise? Firewood. So let's get a 3rd family working on firewood. And let's go down and get another family assigned to the forester's hut. Ah, the seasonal hiring came around. That's what happened. Suddenly forgot about seasonal hiring. I was like, where have all my workers gone? But they've been assigned to the things you asked them to do. So I don't think it's going to be this year that we're going to get any animals in because we need to make the feed in advance. But after that, we should be able to do so. Now, did we take any wheat previously? I don't believe we did. This will be the first year we're properly able to make some. We have got a bit of barley we could turn into some malt, though. But we have not the spare workforce. So that shall have to wait its turn. We'll get upgrades dished out where we can afford to do so, though. I imagine the market stalls wouldn't mind having a few additional workers. They're getting a little bit pressed, but not too bad. How are we doing in the former shroom fields? Lots of beets hopefully coming up to feed the nation. Got 10 months of food, so it's looking positive. Let's see then about getting ourselves a little bit of tithe tax. We'll set that at 1%. We're not going to bother taxing ourselves monetarily at the moment because we got no money, so it's rather pointless, isn't it? 414 in the treasury. It's tempting to go and settle down there this year even. It is May. I think we'll have to wait. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to do it next year. We'll have to wait and see if we think it's a wise decision or not to make our way down there. For the time being, let's speed things up. We've got no accommodation for people to move in, so perhaps we should focus on that for the present. We said we were going to expand a bit on this side, so let's get a baggage in here. Not like that, though. Good gravy. What about like this? Oh, that could work. Yeah, we'll put that there. And can we fill out like this? We can. We said we're going to fill out behind here, which we shall, without destroying the last couple of shrooms that we have. Although at this point, quite tempted just to get rid of them, so I don't have to look at them anymore. And we'll get a couple small baggages in here too. Don't need that double accommodation, so we'll see if we can make this a little bit smaller. Indeed we can. Another one that wraps around. Good. So making a strong expansion. We're very much going with where the King's Roads are in this playthrough. But I like doing that. Don't always do that. Let's go to the trading post and see if we can't afford a trade route for shields. No, it's 120 for large shields. It's going to be a little while till we have a surplus of them anyway. Although we have now started making them. Yeah, we're selling warbows now. So that'll be where the excess finance is coming from. We would be tempted to use a couple of those to go ahead and buy some chickens. So we'll do that at these here burgages. And I'd like to get the church upgraded sooner rather than later, but of course we need dressstone for that, we need money for that, and we're not quite there with the money yet, unless we pack station it from our other region, which we've yet to settle, so we come back round to the circle of thinking that we're a little ways off that. Quite keen once we get the field votes to get started down here, and in fact, as we expand our dwellings up here, there is just one family working on construction, which isn't ideal. Do we nab someone from the logging camp? I think we do. Let's nab a worker from the logging camp to go and help with construction. We seem to be getting there with fuel now. We've got an extra worker there. And I wouldn't mind having another forester as well. Are you all at least hard at work? You are. I'm going to... This has been increased recently as by default. I'm going to shrink it, because as we know, they're much more efficient when they're working on a smaller area. So we'll get them working in those kind of two plots there. And I might swap over who has more workers. I'm so glad I don't have to manually assign and unassign workers from the foresters anymore in winter. When in reality, I never actually did it. If I was flush for workers, I'll just leave them where they were. Yes, I was thinking perhaps it would be a good idea to expand into this area here. So we've got some workers for the local weavers' workshops, livestock trading, etc. Now, can we build along the road? Obviously not. It's far too steep. Okay. I think we probably could build a little bit along this side. But do we want that space for A, pasture, and B, these dwellings? No, I think we'll build these in here. Now, there is space where we can build up here. Though that's saying it's too steep. There are some spots up here, if I just have them to show. I mean, all of this is saying we could build here. So we can definitely expand up there later. Maybe for the time being, though, well, again, like we said earlier, working along the main King's Road seems to be working well for us. So let's do a little expansion down here of some dwellings. And we don't want to make these any bigger than they need to be. I think these will all be small because we don't want anyone working down here who realistically is going to be working in production down here for clothing. We might have a few tailors. We don't need them to have big rear extensions they have to spend ages maintaining. We fit one more in the end here. Maybe two. No, it's going to be just the one double. Somehow. I did have it working here, didn't I? I'm not tripping. Wonder what was different. No. Can I just squeeze an extension out of you? I can. I cannot. Okay, right. We're not getting one there. Unless I unsnap this and get a sneaky one on the end. Okay. And we can't do the other side. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we might actually be able to get another row behind there. If I put a row down a little bit like that there, and we try snapping these behind. Ooh. Be a couple without extensions? No. It's quite deceiving sometimes what it does and doesn't let you do. There's no use having that road then. Let's continue it though. Up here to where we have a bit of a plateau. In fact, maybe we'll hook this back around here. Like that. Into the forestry area. Yeah. And it might be along that road we're able to do a little bit more construction. Indeed. Right. Local water source is all the way down here. So we better get that put down there and upgrade to a stone well nice and quickly. And of course, these locals will need their own granary and storehouse. Ooh, I can just about build these on the slope here. That's nice. Storehouse might struggle. No, we can get that as well. Good stuff. And then we'll need a market stall, naturally, which we'll put on the hill here. Like so. And taverns. We should start planning some taverns, shouldn't we, before we completely jam up the space. So that looks like a good spot. So we'll get a tavern in there. And maybe one over here somewhere. Like so. And then we'll connect a road up behind these. Then maybe we'll continue over to here. Before curving it round. Like that. Just to have a more natural feel to it and really finish off the mushrooms by putting a road over the top. Yes. Right. Marketplace is fairly oversubscribed. How are we doing? Are we in a drought? Oh dear. It's not going to do the crops any good. Look okay with the oats, and we're getting a reasonable amount out of our wheat as well, which I love the way it cascades down here. When we have more workers as well, getting more farmhouses would of course be an excellent proposition. So that's going to require some expansion in that general direction. We're up to 225 in terms of our finances. So I think we should come over here and buy some cabbages. Spend it all in one go. Yes. Let's get prepared for a few more orchards, because we haven't really done much in the way of fruiting so far. And we'll spend our last few coins on a couple of chickens. Now our export is making us a decent amount of money. Still only at 5 months on the fuel. So that's something we might need to see if we can fix. I mean, I think the problem is we are oversubscribed over here for chopping trees down and for woodcutter's lodge. So what we'll do is we're going to rearrange our logging camp. And this is really a good area to log, because this is an area we want to clear out eventually anyway. So let's put the logging camp down here instead. And then when that's built, we'll set that up with a priority to log over here. And in anticipation of what we want to do in future, if we look at general fertility, probably again higher up and close to the edge of the map again, we're not going to want to settle too close. So maybe if we set kind of this crossroads in this area here is a bit of a forested area. So it might be a good idea to get ourselves a few foresters' huts along these roads, and then we can start doing some planting in that general direction with a few spare workers as and when we have them. 78 coinage. Let's go ahead and we'll get you a little orchard, shall we? And you can have a little vegetable patch. We'll upgrade you. And we'll probably get a few workers at the granary in the storehouse, though we need to go in here and make sure they're not going to stock the things that they should not before we give you a worker and upgrade you. And we're not doing any restrictions at the moment on the storehouses, so we'll just get a regular one set in. Okay, and then we're going to need to get another granary pretty sharpish as well. We'll get some little pears in next, a little burgage plot, and we can actually afford to do it. Although money is definitely starting to come in at a better rate now. What do I want you to do? So, could go butchers, could go brewery. We're going to need a brewery, aren't we? We'll build a brewery there. Why not? And you can have some carrots and an upgrade. We've got a few spots we want to be moving in, so that's not so much of a problem at present. Grand stuff, everyone. Well, I really feel like Kargveiger, or Kargveiger, is starting to come together. Ah, hello, sir. You, my friend, are going to go and work at the livestock trading post, because I feel soon we shall have some oats. Indeed, the oats are being harvested. And we've got a nice number hopefully sat down in here. I don't see any. I guess they're out in the field still at the moment. What are we showing on the old inventory? 36 oat sheaths, 38. So hopefully those are going to be translated nicely into some oats, and from there into animal feed. So we'll have to keep an eye on how we're getting on down here. 7 animal feed presently. Where does animal feed appear? In fodder, under commodities. Good to know. Next few families should probably work at the local granary and storehouse. You can have a chicken. Are we out of planks? We are. Not surprising, really, given the amount of things we're producing from planks, be it spears, shields, and bows. We need to reassign you a livestock and reassign you some people as well. We'll put down a hitching post nearby you so you're well serviced. And we should probably put down a few more hitching posts generally and order in a few oxen, because it's been a little while since we've ordered any oxen. Oh yes, an active recipe. So you're going to make... Look at all these! You can make ale from malt, as we know. Honey can make mead. Oh, finally used for honey. Fantastic. And then cider from apples. I love it. I love it lots. You're going to make all 3. I don't see any reason to give you limits. We should have a bit of honey, actually, sat around. Because we've got a couple of apiaries. We've got 7 honey. We're going to have some mead. Ooh, exciting stuff. Mead sounds really nice. I don't know if it's because I'm particularly thirsty right now, but I love the idea of some mead. Never had mead. I'm going to have to try some mead now. If it's made from honey, it must be good. Right, I did see there were some bandit camps. It's just the one over there. We'll leave them be for the time being, shall we? We don't want to poop anyone's party. Keep an eye on how those oat sheaves are going. Hopefully some more animal fodder. Not just yet, but hopefully on the way. We shouldn't be eating any of it. Oh, look, we've got mead. Goodness, it's going to be a lot easier to make beverages in this era, isn't it? Having multiple sources. That's really nice to have some sources other than barley. Because actually, if you don't have a strong ability to grow barley with a rich fertility, you really struggled with the whole alcohol thing. You had to buy a lot in. Whereas now, you could just have, you know, masses of orchards and make a whole bunch of cider instead. And my goodness, good crisp cider sounds nice as well. Oh my goodness, typical just can't get enough of this. This is bad, isn't it? Alright, so we've got partial space there. We were going to upgrade this to a stone well, except we are plank poor. So, where is our plank boy? We put him up here, didn't we? Right, what's the problem, my dude? I think you're just a bit overwhelmed on your own, aren't you? So I think we want to build a second plank boy. Oh my gosh. They took our fodder. They took our fodder! We shall slaughter them! As a result of that, yes, Typical's very angry. Our first ever fodder has been stolen by a bunch of bandits we were going to let live. And now, as a result, we shall let them die. So, we'll get down... What am I doing? Plank boy, that's what I want. I'll get one of you there. And we shall rally the slaughter force. Yes, we're going to take them all. We're going to turn them into pincushions for what they have done. Men, you are to turn our enemy into pincushions. You understand me? Let's march. Where are they? They're over here. I can't wait to slaughter them, women and children and all. That sounds like the sort of thing that gets you demonetized. Let's not say that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Okay, right. Well, you should be meading. And that would mean we have mead. We do have mead. In which case, we should be distributing it. I shall put a man at the tavern and set him to distribute mead generously. Doesn't really matter because we don't have any garments. But, you know, they're coming in due time. I'm excited for the prospect of making cider. And mead. Oh, so many possibilities. I feel the game has really opened up in breadth as a result of this update. It's very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. What's this? Missing ox guide. You're always telling me you're missing ox guides. I think it's where maybe a family that was previously assigned somewhere becomes unassigned. And they stop guarding an ox, maybe? That might be what's going on there. No, we never assigned someone there. You shouldn't have a store. You are just managing the goods, my friend. We should probably open up the windmill, shouldn't we? So maybe let's set the windmill and the communal oven to have seasonal hiring. We will just hire them in the autumn and winter and then leave them in the summer months to go and do other jobs. That sounds a good idea, doesn't it? Have you recovered from the animal fodder being stolen? We have not. Why haven't we made any animal fodder? What are you doing down here at the livestock farm? Waiting. What are you waiting for? We have... Oh, we're only just starting to make oats. Okay, let you off. Right. Back to Slaughterville. We'll deploy our units in the center. These shots behind. We want to set these units to stand their ground for once. These. And we'll open fire with these chaps as soon as... Right. This is for stealing all of our stuff. Turn them into pincushions, men. Slaughter. Yes. Payback. Give me back my oats, you fiends. Ah, very satisfying. And now they smash to the shield wall and promptly be turned back. And then, just to press our point home, we shall shoot them in the backs. Not very honourable, but fitting for the crime of stealing our first fodder. Men, do your work. Excellent. Now shoot them in the bottoms. Why are you cheering? Shoot them. Shoot them, I say. Ah. My men are more merciful than I. Right. Go and take their stuff. And you can all run home and get back to your other jobs. Very disappointed in you. You didn't shoot the enemy in the bottoms as they ran away. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. I shall be speaking to your mothers. Yes, they might approve of what you did, but I shall not, and I am your ruler, your Manor Lord. You shall do as I say. You shall have some chicken. You shall have a well. Oh, sorry, just punched you all in the mic. My apologies. Let's take these chappets and disband them. Back to their jobs. Oh goodness, people moving in at a rate of knots down here. Let's get even more chickens. How are we doing on the old food front? It's in a different place now. Barely look at it. Okay. So we've got some pork, that's nice. We've got some beets, carrots, and cabbages, also nice. Got a fair number of eggs, that's very nice. Got lots of chickens, and they have indeed been buffed. You here shall be chickens, and then we'll go and look elsewhere to do some other stuffs and things. You are not allowed oats. Though I suppose you can have animal feed. That would make sense given where you are, wouldn't it? And let's give you a worker and an upgrade. And we'll do something similar for this here storehouse. Good shenanigans. Well, I feel progress is being made, slowly but surely. We've got even more oats here, and look, we've got a double year of barley coming up. That's rather weird how we ended up. I did pause the game while I was doing the assignments of the fields, but they've ended up like this nonetheless. It's only 38% on barley. Was it like that before? I feel like it was more than that. But it is saying it's going to be 100% oats. So is wheat and barley the same and oats is different? Is oats the same as flax? I do seem to remember reading that somewhere. We'll keep an eye on the barley and wheat facility. So if it drops below sort of 30% consistently, then we will need to redress what's happening. So it'll be interesting to see what second year actually is facility-wise after the barley. Okay. Well, I think we're making good progress. All of a sudden we've got a load of unassigned families because it's that time of year. The farmhouse has given up its workers. And people are pretty happy. I mean, what are we at? Where is it? Where is my approval? 82%. I imagine that's because of the lovely mead we're distributing. So we're up to 507 coins. Let's see if we can't get some apples in these baggages, make use of some of that money. We'll affect some upgrades over here. And how are we doing on planks now? Still not great on planks. Do we actually assign someone to the plank boy? We didn't. We'll assign you there and give you a livestock. You should already have a production limit of 100. We're going to change that to 200. And we're going to up the number of timber available to 12. And next year it'd be nice to get these foresters' huts active, but might not be just yet. We've got no available living space, so that is definitely going to be our next objective. And you know what, we've got plenty of people available because of the winter time. So, where are we going to build these properties next? Alrighty, so we've expanded quite nicely through here. We started here, we've expanded out across the roads, and we've done a little bit down here where we're expanding into some production. So, is this the area we want to expand to next? Probably not, because we want to make use of the trees in the area. In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to set a working area over here, so they'll work on lobbing down trees from that general vicinity. So I think we should address this area up here. I think that's where we need to expand to next. We could even do it along here in front of the church. Potential there for later. Might even be worth chopping that stuff down. Well, we have got construction going on over here. We've got 15 families helping us crack right on with it now at speed with all the upgrades. Now, do we want to just have properties along here, or do we have some kind of circle in here? There is space for one, isn't there? What's fertility like over here? We could also do some more farming. Not great for flax. Not great for barley, but okay. Wheat, fantastic, obviously. Guessing oats, fine too. Maybe let's do some farming in the centre here. So if we take a circle, and then we will build some farms in that circle, and then we'll build... Oh dear, saving complete really messed up that circle there. Let's realign it slightly anyway. Yes, and then we'll have some farm space inside of the circle. And on the outside of the circle, we can have some voyages and whatnot. I think that sounds a wonderful idea. So we've got space in here to put ourselves down a farm. So we'll get down maybe a couple of farmhouses here if we can.
Let's turn off snapping and see if we can't get these placed nice and efficiently. So I'm thinking one there. Can we get another one in here? Maybe not. Okay. We'll get one there then instead. And then perhaps we can use this space to have a little connecting road, and along said connecting road, we'll get ourselves a couple of hitching posts, which we can turn to stables. We'll also get behind here. Rand, because we're going to need plenty of oxen. We'll order ourselves in an oxen as we're thinking about it. Hello, oxen? Where are you? Where can I find you? At a hitching post, no less. And we'll upgrade these to stables as well. Have we made any bread? We have 22 wheat bread. How exciting! Such variety. Definitely still struggling on the whole fuel front. Let's just quickly check up on that situation. We've got 44 animal feed. Very nice. Is that all of the animal feed done? I think we have indeed. Or did we finish? It looks like we did. Indeed. Okay. Well, maybe we can start importing some cows or something then. You know, we were looking at firewood, weren't we? Yes, quite. Getting terribly distracted. I keep saying that. Still, it is firewood itself that is the problemo. So perhaps over on this edge here, where we're having our mortgages, we can go down and get ourselves a woodcutter's lodge. And we will turn snapping back on. We'll put this right down next to our lovely forester's hut. And let's start expanding some accommodation out around. So, in line with that, we're going to need more granaries and storehouses, obviously. So, ooh. Are we running low on rubble stone? We are. We're going to have to buy some of that in. Alright, to the trading post. And we'll set an import of maybe 60 on rubble stone for the time being. And we'll skip the storehouse and granary for the minute, though. I think they'll go in this space, though. And start building out some dwellings to go around our farm area. Let's go a little smidge further over on the left here. Come out back here. So 2 there. And snapping back on. Get our larger one, which will fill out to this road here. Good, with 2 accommodation spaces. And just repeat this process. Ooh, just the right size there for 2. And then a larger one. That'll probably have to be an orchard given the size it is there. Let's get a connecting road out here before we completely jam things up. A few more small burgages. Go a little bit smaller than that, can't we? As hard as it is to tell in winter. I guess the problem with having all of your labour forces available in winter is that all the lines are really hard to see in winter. They could really do with having a high contrast colour instead of white, especially for during the winter. I mean, white, I guess, is high contrast most of the time to the greenery of the background, but not at this time of year. So, and there. Another large extension in here, and another road. The bandit camp. They're going to take our animal feed, are they? Dastardly fiends. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, goodness. I completely forgot about our chaps. Right, well, let's take this. And I guess we're going to deploy these men on their own. Have I even... I did disband them. It's because I forgot that I sent more than 1 unit. Right, well. I guess we're going to deploy our unit of spearmen on their own against this bandit camp, since we're already here. I wonder if I forgot about my men. Terribly sorry, chaps. Right, if you could do me an absolute solid and whack these chaps something proper, we'll get a bit more money, and then you can go home. Being the benevolent leader that I am, I shall allow you to return to your families, after standing out in a field basically all winter. Slaughter them, men! Goodness, I'm very violent today. I do apologize, everyone. Let's run on down the hill and go to the bandit camp and take all their goodies for ourselves. And finally, they can go home. Lovely. Belongs to our treasury now, and we shall run these chaps all the way back to their families as a reward for all the hard work they've done. Now, we are up to 593 in the old treasure, so I do wonder if perhaps we can go and do a bit of settlement planting. an exciting idea. I know there's certainly plenty of construction going on here at the moment. Have we got any closer to buying in that rubble? We have. So let's see about getting ourselves a couple of granaries and storehouses. So granary there, storehouse there. Need a couple of wells for all these people, so we'll put one there. And then a market stall in this space here. Might have to come out from that edge a little bit there. Okay, so some market stalls there. And on this side. And then we do have the salt here, which we could do with extracting, actually. Well, next to that, we can get down the granary storehouse at least. So you there, and you here. Go a little bit further just so we can get a few extra stall locations. I always have too many stall locations anyway. But you know what? I'd rather have too many than not enough. Put that there. Water nearby. There is. So we'll just connect that up like so. Good, and then also we'll need to address farming in that area as well. Not flush for money, but I wouldn't mind. Ooh, some upgrades. Getting terribly distracted from the actual settling of another region, aren't I? Put those there, and we will see if we can't import some sheep first, because are they more expensive than they used to be? 26, quite possibly. Import some sheep, because inevitably that's going to allow us to get clothing, and cows aren't. So that is a little bit more important at the moment. Okay, let's head on down to Indeshlau. Oh, what a gorgeous region. I know we realistically probably want to settle at the bottom here, near the berries and the fish, and near the safety of our fellow region. But my goodness, I mean, the good stuff's on this side, and we've got to settle on this island. Surely, this little peninsula. Just be momentous. I mean, if we settle here, then we can actually build our little settlement here, aim for our church, so fill this area out. Well, I guess we could start here and then come and... Yeah, that might make more sense. No, actually, no, because the fish are here. So many decisions to make. Right, we will settle here. I have decreed. So, we will go ahead and pop down ourselves a settler's camp. Change my mind, we're going to go here. And we're going to go for a modest start, because that's all we can afford. And let's get ourselves a road right away that will lead to the church, which will go just like so. And then maybe a perimeter road, which will come off here and go along the bank. Thusly. Is that the first time I said thusly this video? I do love the word thusly. So, thus, we shall build a road around the perimeter of this here peninsula. Okay, and then follow that around like so. Good shenanigan. Good shenanigan indeed. With that done, we can get some initial buildings placed. So, of course, as per usual, the logging camp is one of the most important, but not the most important, because that'll be the hitching post. So we'll get down hitching post just there. Order an ox. Relocate this one. Build the logging camp just there. And then we'll do some welling just here. In between the two roads. Make sure it is actually connected. Two said roads. We don't like that. Put that in there like that instead. Don't like that either. We're going to replace it. I'm not happy with how it's sitting. Never fear. We can do it again at no cost. I guess maybe we'll put it in here after all. Like so. And then with our remaining timber, let's see if we can't get ourselves down a couple of baggages. And where exactly are we going to put these? I want it to be close to the starting supplies, I suppose, but also along here might be a good location. Too steep. Yes, it's not a good location. And actually, we want somewhere to put our industrial building, so maybe we'll do that here. But we can build around where the church is going to go, I suppose. So we'll go along here. We'll get down a couple of small baggages first. Come on. Come on. Okay. And then we'll get a larger one next to it, which we'll put all the way out to the outer road here. Now, we don't have enough goods for that, but that is where we're going to put that as we go on. Right. Let's speed time up. There's plenty of construction going on in the main camp, so we will focus ourselves down here for the time being. Let's make sure we have got the pitching posts set to the highest level of priority, followed by the logging camp, because we need to get people working at the logging camp while the dwellings are still under construction. Goodness, we're rather here in the bridge, aren't we? What a place to put a settlers camp. Typical. You did a really good job there. I'm sure people love living in these tents. Great job, man. Really well done. Top stuff. You know what you're doing, don't you? You're an experienced Manor Lordser. Do apologize, everyone. One video, I've drowned my settlers and I have deleted my shrooms. It's not been a momentous start to the new update, but I'm sure I'll recover. He says, once again not disbanding his troops. Oh dear. Oh dearie me indeed. Well, there's certainly plenty of construction to go on here. How are we doing for market stall levels? We've got 1 coin. Not going to be buying a lot with that, are we? Still managing to somehow be okay with the food stalls. There's not enough workers, is there? And there's not enough oxen. But we can't afford either, so I suppose we'd better just leave them to it. At least we've got another region to work on while it's stalemated. I don't know why I went there with that, but I did. So, all I can really do is apologise and move on, isn't it? Let's be honest. Okay, let's take a look at this beautiful little setting here. I love this new map. I'm never quite sure what I want from new maps, but I feel this has delivered it. Whatever it is I wanted, it's delivered it. You know, it was we had a new map, wasn't it? I suppose Twin Lakes was the most recent map addition in that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was making videos on YouTube before Twin Lakes came out. Goodness, that makes me feel like I've been here a while. I really haven't. Quite a new channel, really. Doesn't this look pretty? Very nice, typical, yes, but we want to see you actually do something. Yes, I'm sorry, I'll get to it right away. Toodle pips and all that. Okay, well, we've got a few extra lumber, haven't we? So let's make sure we use those to move on with the next baggage, which is going to be here. I'm going to make this slightly smaller on the front because I don't need that much space to be a double frontage. Okay, so we'll do something a little bit like that. Good. And that still leaves us with 7. We've got that down. It has rained once, so we're definitely going to want to get the granary and storehouse down before the goods become no more. So we'll get those on this main road passing through here. That seems a good locale for me. Then we'll get down ourselves some... What am I doing? I want the market stalls. We're going to put some market stalls just here. Like so. And get things rushing along. We'll leave 3 families working at the logging camp while this is going on. Still got another timber, so let's get ourselves another couple of burgages leading up to where the church will be. Sure. I don't mind that at all. In fact, I might even come a little bit further. And get a couple of baggages in there with some smaller rear gardens that might be quite useful going forwards for getting some vegetables established. I really need to spend more time down here at this level. It does look much prettier, doesn't it, than the constant top-down views. Hard to see what's going on, but much nicer to see what's going on, I suppose. All that good stuff. We'll assign a family to work at the granary, and then we will unassign a family from the logging camp, so we've got another one for construction, and then we can also send them to work at the storehouse shortly. Wonderful stuff. Let's go and check in on the main event, as it were. How are we doing for supplies these days? Still a bit shy on fuel, but food we're looking pretty good. Some of these orchards are starting to come to maturity now, which I think is going to help. I don't know why that's such a different level of growth. I suppose it was planted later. Have we got any sheep? Not according to that. Or this. I suppose we don't have any money, do we? So, no, there would not be any sheep. There would not be any sheep. Not any construction either. Let's set priority on 2 baggages and see if we can't just get those built. And I'm going to assign one family to work at the stable, so we at least get some oxen moving, because I think something here has gone amiss. In fact, maybe we'll just pop a quick reload to make sure that we're not having any ox-based problems here in this lovely new update of Manor Lords. Well, all looks reasonably well, so we will just leave them to it. I mean, there's nothing else for us to do up here, really, than wait for these buildings to come along. I suppose we could start setting out exactly where the farms will go. That's probably what we'll come back to do next up here, other than just assigning more people to work on the instructions. But we are facing a bit of a food problem over here, so I suppose we should focus up and pay attention. Let's get a family working in the storehouse to stock all these goods away, and we'll unassign a family from the granary. And we rather need to get some food, don't we? So let's get ourselves a lovely fishery, which we will pop just on the road here. Just back from the edge, so we're actually able to build it. Okay, and we'll set priority to that nice and high. So we need to get a family working there, bring in some food as soon as possible. We're also going to need to get ourselves a saw pit so we can start to make some planks, which will enable us to build the rear extensions we need to bring us some vegetables in addition to the lovely fish. And then maybe we'll pop a couple of expansions on these dwellings so we get an additional couple of spaces for families. Come on. Get the fishery done, men. As always, it does appear to be a bit oxen limited in terms of how fast we can... Oh, this is just gorgeous. I can imagine everyone right now is playing on this map, and they are playing in this region of this map, because it is absolutely spectacular. Wow. Rolling hills of forested pines, a peninsula sat amidst, filled with people, fish, and the smell of fish? No, of progress. That's what I was going to say, of progress. Right, talking of progress, let's get a few families working at the fishermen's huts. We'll unassign one from the logging camp, so we have family still for construction, because we've got a reasonable amount of logs. And we should have all of our goods stowed away now from the storehouse. We'll unassign that family, ready to go and work at the saw pit, I think is where we're going to prescribe them to work next. We're up to the small village in Indishlau. Wonderful. Well, what's our speciality here? So, it's going to be stonemasonry, isn't it, realistically? I think so. So we'll go in here, and we'll go ahead and get the Strasbourg Masons to give us the improved stonemason camp, reduced castle planning cost, which we may not use, and the improved stone gathering camp. Decreased speed for fishing and hunting. Not ideal. In fact, we probably could have waited to take that perk later, couldn't we? I didn't know, I just went ahead and did it. And, you know, it's done now, so it's what it is and all that. Let's get a family working at the saw pit and set a reserve of 12 timber and a desired surplus of 50 plankages. This we shall use to give us some rear extensions as soon as possible. Then, of course, we will need to get some firewood, and we will need to make some charcoal. Let's do the usual cycle for sale. Not much else really we can sell off the bat, is there? So we'll get this down, and we'll just turn off snapping to roads temporarily just to get this sat nicely in here, and then ensure it's connected to the road. Okay. Hopefully any second we will have ourselves some planks. And also some food, more importantly. Yes, 80% efficient, but there's still 2 families working there. You should be able to do some fishing at least. Let's assign one of our livestock here, just so we do get some planks made. At the moment, we're not getting anywhere with that. We do have a spare family. I'm going to get them to start cutting down some wood at the woodcutter's lodge. Come on, planks. And come on, food. Good grief. 20% doesn't equate to just doing nothing, does it? Are you all waiting? What? Oh, I know. Okay, let's set the limit to 60, because we do need to have some food. Please go to work. Get some fish, please. Thank you, everyone. Are you going to fish from that side of the river, are you? I suppose it is closer to that side. Why are all the fish flying? Everyone, look! Flying fish! They're going to be so easy to catch. We're just going to walk up to them and go pluck out of the air. Quite interested to see how people get these, actually. Oh, they're still going to fish in the traditional manner. Everyone, look. Can't you see? The fish aren't in the water. They're above the surface. I think somebody, in making this wonderful new map, has misclicked the spawn height for these fish. They are quite above the water. Oh, that's funny. Okay, right. Floating fish aside. Well, I suppose they're always floating, aren't they? Airborne fish aside. It's more like it. Hopefully that's bringing in a little bit of food. And come on with the planks. Still haven't made a single plank. What do you do for a living? It's nothing, isn't it? You're ill. Useless. Useless people. Okay. You're not ill. You can go and work at the saw pit instead. We need planks or we're going to starve, ill or not. And we shall all be ill then. There we go, you've actually done your job. Thank you. Right. Let's go in here and get ourselves some vegetable gardens. Maybe we'll sell planks this time. I mean, I'm not sure you get much more for charcoal anymore compared to planks. I mean, we were down to selling it at +1 pretty quickly. It may have been that the AI was also selling through the charcoal though. So we'll have to wait and see what the trading post says, I suppose. So we'll go to logistics. Get ourselves a trading post and we'll pop it just over here somewhere, I suppose. Don't really want it right next to the church. Suppose we could do the other side of the river, couldn't we? Right, we'll pop that one there next to the bridge. And we will get this prepared for you as well. And we will spend 22 on some beets so that we have some. We will put another expansion on here, but I don't think we're going to go much further than that with accommodation for the time being, because I don't think we're going to have the food to support anyone more than that, and don't really have the food to support these people now. How far away are the berries? They're over there. I think as a precautionary measure, we should get a lovely little forager hut down on that side of the river, see if we can't harvest up some of the berries for food as well. And just as soon as the trading post is built, we'll see what our options are with regards to making some sales. Back in Kargvaiga, have we made some progress with construction? We have. Families are finally completing some buildings. Let's up the priority of this storehouse and granary so we can get some people working at the granary over here, because that's going to be necessary. Let's get ourselves down an apiary and a livestock. Have we got a few sheep down here? We do have and sheep. Hopefully no sheep have died. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Hello little sheep, welcome to the community. Welcome to the family. And there's yes, plenty of construction going on, isn't there? Supplies are looking pretty good. We are still bouncing around with fuel, but it is what it is. Right, we'll just continue to leave you to it. Hopefully you'll get there with construction, although maybe while we're here, we should order you another ox. To help with said constructions, we've got plenty of warbows. And shields. Are we actually selling shields yet? Let's go to the trading post. I don't think we are we? No, we're going to export. No, can't afford to yet. Anything over 36. So we need to save 150 to start that export, and then maybe another horse wouldn't go too far amiss either. 8 coins in our coffers. Let's get the trading post built, people. It's essential to our survival that we can trade for the goods that we need to survive, because at the moment, we are going to die this winter. We would probably have to see if we can emergency ship some supplies down from the main settlement, which should be possible with a few pack stations, but wouldn't be instantaneous. I've just noticed this bridge is less than ideal. So, some improvements to be made on the new map, but on the whole, it's fantastic, I think. What can we afford to export? We've got 8 coins. That's not a lot of coins. Can we buy anything with 8 coins, or is the default 10 coins? The default is 10 coins. Lovely, you've overspent there, typical. Shouldn't have built that 22. But what we can do is set an export on our planks as a minor trade. So we can afford to do that now. Oh, look. Pool's a minor trade now. That's nice. They may have been before. So we'll get a family working at the trading post, and we'll see if we can't start to sell some planks, enough at least that we can establish a proper permanent plank trade route. Let's get ourselves a active granary. We'll upgrade it first and see about getting a family working there so they can start to bring in some other goods. The forager hut is quite important as well. That's going to bring us in food. And looking at the situation down here, I am going to come up here and build a few pack stations, I think, just in case we need to send some aid to our fellow citizens down below. And where are you? So you'd be in logistics, would you? Pack stations. Get a few down just here. We'll go down to the livestock trading post. And we'll set to order in a number of mules. We'll go with 3. Should be ample for the time being. Hopefully they get on that nice and quickly. And then just as soon as these are complete, we'll be able to set up a trade. What are we going to trade for? Well, it would make sense for us up here for it to be charcoal, actually. So it would be good to get some charcoal manufacturing done down here. We do have a worker in the Woodcutter's Lodge, so we'll also get one at the charcoal kiln to start converting it. We do at least have some beets that are going to be coming up out of the ground at some point. Oh look, we've actually managed to make that trade. Let's go over here then and set up a big trade route with our planks. And we could do rubble stone, but we don't have enough workers at the moment to go and work at a stone gathering camp, so I'm going to hold off on that. How are we doing? So we're really low on fish, so we can unassign families from there. Send one to work at the granary so they can go and get the fish that are currently stored in the fisherman's hut. And one to work at the forager's hut so we can try and get as many of these berries as we can before the end of the year. Good. And we've got the pack stations are coming together. So let's assign a family. And you are going to barter with Interschlau. You are going to send... What are you going to send? Beetroots? We could even send eggs, couldn't we? We're going to send beetroots though. So we'll send some beets and we'll receive some charcoal. And we'll get a second family doing exactly the same. They always taken 2 livestock? Who knows? Interschlau, I think they have. Just 1 family, 2 livestock. And you're going to send the same beets and receive the same charcoal. So you guys can get on with that. We could do with a few more vegetable productions up here. I mean, we've not got the usual copious amounts that we expect to have. For the time being, though, these are going to be orchards. We can maybe make some around here. For vegetables are going to be inevitably smaller because typically we can get away with larger orchards than we can with the vegetable gardens. Back on down in Peninsula Town. Things are dire, but that's okay. Hopefully some pack stations are going to be coming down to town before too long. Let's get some carrots planted in there. And are we making use of the berries? Are they shrinking? They are. Well, hopefully 2 months of food will survive us until we have the beets from our neighbouring regions start to arrive on our doorstep. That does mean having a decent amount of charcoal ready to trade, which I do believe we have. Yeah, 58 of the stuff. Wouldn't have to have another worker at the charcoal kiln. So actually once we have depleted the supply of berries altogether, we'll send them to go and work somewhere else. Actually, probably get rid of the sawpit worker for the time being and send them to help at the charcoal kiln. Good. And we can't produce any more actually because we don't have anyone working at the storehouse. Okay. Right. Let's assign you then to go work here. And the 1 free family can upgrade to be a large building. Well, I think by the grace of their neighbours, they are going to survive the winter. With a little help of their domestic production as well. So, a little bit of a Trying time for Inderschlau, but they have come through it, hopefully to the other side. Construction done down here? No, of course not. We have now got 4 sheep though, on the plus side, and money does seem to be continuing to go uphill. While we have a little bit more finances, let's go and establish an export trade route for large shields. Splendid, and we should have a full militia. Equipment missing. We're still not making spears. How are we doing for iron slabs? We have none. Did we? Yes, of course. Of course, the reason we have money is I paused import on iron. We're going to have to get importing that again, unfortunately, before we run out of tools, which I imagine we are fairly near to doing. Resources strong, yes indeed, down to 2. And they still need some charcoal. All the way over there. Not to worry, we shall deploy our military. We'll take all of them to make life easy. We'll deploy down this way, and then we'll take them to slap the baddies on the wrists. Influence is looking good. We could do some claiming here, couldn't we? Let's wait and see how things go. I mean, we could always claim into this region because they do have the rich iron. In fact, that's a good idea, isn't it? Let's claim that region. Let's go ahead and get that done while we're thinking about it. Right, no need to run, men. Let's make our way over here. We'll take out these bandits and claim the region for our own. Sounds a good idea to me. I mean, the sooner we can get Inderschlau up and running and exporting stone to the capital, the sooner we can try out the new church, which, to be honest, is what I'm most excited about for this playthrough, and is kind of the goal of this one. I don't know if we'll play this map all the way through to defeating the AI, but we certainly will play through to creating a level 3 church. In fact, you know what we never did over here? We need to make a construction office, don't we? It's one of the new core gameplay elements, and it's this far into the game. I've yet to build one. Where do I find you? Leo? Construction yard, because I now have wooden gears. Okay, right. Well, let's build the construction yard. I suppose it would make sense to do it near where we've been doing all this construction. It's certainly a lot more construction to do around here. So let's put it here. It's also nice and near to the church. Yeah, okay, let's go in here. Let's go in here. Let's go over here. Right, build that there. And this is a new building. Very exciting. We've nearly finished claiming that region. Our troops are in position. Region claimed, and now let's go and make it our own by deploying our forces in anger. So we'll deploy our soldiers in the front, and we'll keep our missile in the rear, and we'll engage them right away. And they don't stand a chance. We'll just wait until they dissolve. And there we go. That's very quick, wasn't it? Right, so we will unshield all you, send you down there, and let's not forget to bring you home this time. Check for other bandit camps. Nope, look okay. So we'll go and take care of this one and then send our chaps home. All mine, thank you, sir. Belongs to my treasury now. And then you can get some good exercise in running on homeward. Goody. Really keen to see what this new building looks like. Shall we watch construction of the construction? Mom, are you okay? She's weeping angeling her way across the field there. Quite keen to see what the new construction office looks like with its new carts and all the other goodies within it. Let's set the priority nice and high so it actually gets done, shall we? There we go. Doesn't need that many goods, so hopefully it should come together pretty swiftly for us. Any moment now. Any moment. This is a 5 hours later moment. Oh, here they come with their spades ready to start work. Indeed, this shall become your new home, the construction office or construction site. What's it even called? I think it's called a construction office back in Austria. I'm not sure what it's going to be called in this one. One lad late to the party to dig a hole. Is that all you came to do? Dig foundations? Now, the fact that no materials have been delivered here really does make me think we are at an oxen shortage. Let's just let our people get back to their jobs first of all. And then we'll go on to the lovely livestock trading post. We only have 8 oxen. So we're going to import, and we probably want more like 20. And we'll try and make sure that in line with that practice, we have enough stables set up to cope with that number of people. And let's see about getting another granary active here. Let's just quickly go and disallow them to have malt. Okay, it can be a large one. And oh look, construction's going on. We'll be right there. And what else are we going to do? Completely forgotten. Oh yes, make these into stables. Let's do that real quickly. And manually order an ox while we're here. And then get down to watch the last of the construction here. So it looks like a couple of outbuildings and a central one at the back there. Lovely. Okay. Oh, another building going in here. Is that going to be the same as the one over on that side? Looks like it probably might be. Oh no. Oh yes. No, different. Okay, that's for storage of goods, I suppose. It's been a little while since we've had a completely new building in Manor Lords, isn't it? I suppose the level 3 burgages were the last time something was properly overhauled and given it a completely new model. I presume they're waiting for delivery of some goods here. Otherwise they would be done. Yes, having a few more oxen certainly should help us with construction speed, that's for sure. Right, once they've got what they need, I'll be back with you. The snow is falling, but some logs have been delivered. And looks like with that, hopefully the last of the construction work is going together. He says optimistically, as the snows fall. You know, you would have thought with all these people looking around at this, they could just go and get the materials themselves. Well, hopefully this isn't going to be a problem for much longer, because look at that. We have the new construction yard, and look at that in there. Is that a cart for an oxen to pull with resources? How exciting. So, look at a little tool workshop in here as well, for the old construction goods. So, construction yard. Oh my goodness. Target stock. Workers attempt to meet and not exceed a goods defined target. Oh my goodness, they can store 80 timber. Any of you who watched my most recent playthrough, where we built a Roman city, will know I had to build so many logging camps to store timber, and finally we got somewhere we can store it. Oh, this is so cool. It's a lot of wooden parts. Wooden parts can be more important in construction from now on. And iron parts for construction. Ooh, I wonder if this is going to be a part of what's required for the church upgrade. Okay. Well, we should definitely assign some oxen. There should be more available before too long with all of the extras we've asked to import. And let's get a number of souls hired, which will be much higher in the winter than the rest of the year. 8 wooden parts a year for maintenance. Ah, okay. Are wooden parts more important for maintenance now as well? I feel like there's so much to learn. It's all very exciting. Ooh. Look at that! That's what we've been waiting for, people. So, an ox with a cart, and they're going to go and get a whole bunch of construction goods, which can then be delivered to whatever construction site they're going to. So we'll do our best to stick with this ox. Right, we've got to speed up. Let's see where they're going. Hopefully to a logging camp. I suppose what they're going to do actually first is just gather a load of resources to keep at the construction yard, which is cool. Oh, this is very exciting. How many logs can they carry on one ox, do you think? Okay. 1, 2... Oh, you can do more than that, surely. Is that 2? Did you just pick up 2? You can. It looks like more can go on there than 2. Right, we'll have to wait and see what the others do. I wonder why I only took 2. I wonder if it's because it's taking it... Ah, I know why. I think I know why. Are they taking that directly to a construction, rather than to the construction yard, and it only requires 2 logs? I'd imagine that's what's going on here. So presumably this is going to one of the new dwellings we've been assembling. Or a local nearby construction. And where are you? Where are you going? Along the new street. Okay. Yes. So that was all that was required for here. So that's all you've got. Ooh, new animation. That's quite nice. Alright, so how many of you... Well, there were 3 oxen, so I'm guessing each construction yard can handle 3 of you doing that. Indeed, you're all out on jobs. Although... 2 of you without carts. wonder if you're coming back to gather your carts first. I don't know. I assume they all get carts. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully that's going to drastically improve the construction process and how quickly it happens, which is a good thing too, because there's certainly a lot for us to be getting on with here. Right, let's do some upgrading, and let's get a few more apiaries. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to get some more fruits. We'll get some quinces in there. Then we'll build a whole bunch of animal pens, because I feel like we have not got enough goats. So we'll work on those. These are also to be orchards. We've got only one available living space, actually. People have moved into these pretty quickly. So we ought to get on to expanding. But first, let's check how we're getting on in the center region, Winterschlau. Got plenty of food from all of the imported beets, no doubt. Yep, 227. We might even need to stop some of these pack stations, because we're going to run out of food here ourselves. Yeah, we've taken basically our entire stockpile of beets, or half of our stockpile. So we're going to unassign one family there. Is there any limit I can set here? It doesn't look like there's any limit, so we'll just leave the one family working on that for the time being. It's useful to have the charcoal imported for the time being anyway. And then down here, how are we doing for finances? We made a little bit of money from the sale of our planks. So let's see if we can't get ourselves some animal pens in here. And we'll order some beets to be planted in there, before we look to do a little bit more expansion. But as January comes forth and winter is approaching its end, I think it's really exciting times here in this playthrough. Next goal, I think, is going to be to make efficient use of the new construction yard, and we'll see if we can't get these fields in here, some burgages built around the outside, and then we'll look towards getting our lovely level 3 church. I'm going to grab a cup of tea, and I shall see you for more fun shortly. Cheerio!
Well, we're coming into the spring in Gogvaiga, and look at all the construction that's happened. I'm sure we'll soon see as we go from February into March. There we have it. We've ticked over to only 8 unassigned families. The construction camp has been doing absolute wonders for us. Construction yard, sorry. Right, we should have 3 families assigned at present as builders. They are indeed transporting all the goodies. In fact, I think we might as well go in here and assign a few more people throughout the spring seasons. And goodness, is there a lot of upgrading to be done down here. With all the new dwellings, we've got 0 available living spaces though. So we should get right on and add a few more. And oh my goodness, raiders. 3 units, 1, 2, 3, and where they come in? Ah. Now, there's a good chance they go for Unterschlau. So, we shall have to rally our forces. Now, what region have they come in? They're in Hellenstein. I wonder, can we employ some lovely mercenaries to deal with this for us? We can certainly set the cat amongst the pigeons with some local thugs in Hellenstein. Otherwise, it's Peltloch or Ruban. Let's have a look where those are. So, Peltloch's all the way over here. Might struggle to get there. And Ruban. Okay, what I think we'll do is we'll buy ourselves some time by hiring in these mercenaries who will immediately spawn and start fighting the enemy brigands. And that'll give us time to deploy our own forces in earnest, so that we might go down to defend our settlement in Deschlau. Here we have it. Fight hard, men. Or even run away. Excellent idea. Can we kite them? Yes. Excellent. I think we'll just kite them in this general direction, shall we? Even though it will give the enemy a little bit of prestige or influence if they destroy these times, we can actually kite them all the way over here. And we'll let the AI deal with them, shall we? We'll engage our own forces to help out, of course. But as far as I'm concerned, job done. We can even take our chaps over here and disband them. They can all go home. They're not going to be needed after all. Well, that was successful. I've never done that before. Kited an enemy force round to attack the AI instead of us. Seems to have gone splendidly well. We might even get an influence from helping in the fight. Helensveg is not somewhere that we're particularly fussed about for the moment, so we'll happily let the AI claim that one. Hopefully we get a bit of influence out of this ourselves, you never know. And just mopping up the last few units here. Huzzah! Come on, get involved in the fight. Help the AI out. Wonderful. We will disband you. Ah, well. Problem successfully evaded. Let's go ahead and tend to our own problems, which is, of course, getting a little bit more accommodation over here. So hopefully we're doing okay for sales. I'd like to think that we're exporting a reasonable amount over here. In fact, let's go ahead and check out our records. So we're exporting bows and some shields, but not loads. Are we lacking shields? Yes, we're not making that many more than we're using at present, but hopefully that'll change as time wears on and our joiner is making them. So over here then, I think we should continue to expand our dwellings. Maybe we'll start over here. We will just go and double check on Intischlauder because I know they're obviously in need of some growth. We've got no fuel, but it's not winter, so it doesn't matter. I've stopped trading with the top settlement here, so hopefully they can grow their own food. And that means we don't have to keep giving our charcoal away. So down here, we'll get a few more dwellings. I'm thinking the other side of this road here. And we'll stick to our usual formation of a couple of smaller dwellings, followed by a larger one that we can use to get us some vegetables. Grand. Make this as small as we can. We're not flush for space in this peninsula as such. Yeah, can we go there? And does that allow us to build around like this? Sure does. It's a little bit of an odd shape there. I wonder if we just turn off road snapping just for the bottom here. So we can get that tucked in a little bit tighter. It's better. And then a couple of small ones. Might be deleting a few logs here, which isn't ideal. But neither is it the end of the world. It's not a great shape, is it? These might be better built to the left. So if I do this... Once again, we're going to have to turn off road snapping. Make this a little larger. Thank you, save game, but you'd rather get in my way there. And we'll put this here. We can get one in here. Whoops. Yes, we can. And you get a straight result there then, which is a little better, I think. Good. And I suppose we can fit another one on the end here. A little bit like that. Sure. Right, so some progress down in that settlement. Up in the main one up here. Let's see about getting a few more burgers down. Do we think 2 farms is going to be enough for all this? Probably not, but we could always put a couple of farms on this side, couldn't we? So we'll get ourselves down a number of burgers here. Maybe we'll put them out like this to denote the end of that area. And then some small burgers followed by larger. You know the drill by now, I'm sure. You've been watching good old Typical long enough. You know he's fairly predictable in what he does. Right until the moment that he's not. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? How many did we do over here before we put a road in? 2 blocks. I see no reason to do different here. Okay. Ooh, nearly. Very nearly, but not quite enough. So we'll do that there, and we'll get 2 blocked in just like that there, lad. And then we'll put a larger one in behind. We'll turn on road snapping. Then we'll go a little larger and try and line it up so it looks like it's roughly going to the center of circle. Good. And these will be vegetable blocks, because we do need a few more veggies, I do believe. For me, we are veggie poor. Usually I have hundreds of veggies. I should have enough veggies that I can sell them or wait for them to go rotten, and it should not affect the amount of food we have available. That's the way Typical likes to handle his vegetables. Oh my goodness, they're claiming a second region already. Oh, we're next after that. We better start doing something with our military, or at least make enough money to hire in some lovely mercs, or the rather aggressively set AI is going to come and do something about us, which would be no good for us at all. I don't imagine they've got our best interests at heart anyway. No, very much so, I doubt. Right. All the more reason to press on with these mortgages, so we have more lads at our disposal. So we'll get those being constructed. Of course, we have some lovely archers. Should we raise another couple of units of spear? I think we should.
Okay, it's going to start using our spears and shields, which we can slowly rebuild over time. I mentioned we're also recruit limited. No, we are equipment limited for the most part. Recruit limited for our archers. You always have 6? Didn't it used to be 5 limited? Don't know. What do we do? Here we go. 3 units of archers, 3 units of spear. Sounds good to me, and then we'll build up our retinue a little bit as well. Okay, progress is heading in generally the right direction, if not at great speed. How are we doing with the animals down here? So, our lovely 4 sheepies, that's good. What year are they, what month rather, are they sheared in? In the summer, that's fine. So there's no point having anyone at the weaver's workshop before then, because there shall be nothing to shear. Hopefully, though, we've got enough feed. So if we go to the granary, there's 23 animal feed in here. And I assume the rest of it is located at this granary. It is indeed 60 there, so we seem to have a reasonable amount. I wonder what our usage is on the old animal feed. What am I doing? Records, resources. Is it under food? Oats is there. Commodities, animal feed. Consumption. So we've just not consumed any. Oh, yeah, of course, they only consume it in the winter, don't they? And these chaps are out grazing in the fields at present. Right. Well, we'll leave them to it for the time being. And let's see what we want to do now. Let's get a salt mine going so that we can start to extract these goodies from the ground so that we can use them for our own gain. Get all this salt out of the way. Pop that down there for now. And on this second road here, I think we should check for water. Oh, lovely. Get water in there. And then we'll get ourselves a granary and a storehouse. We'll put a little road off like this. And fill in that space out back with a lovely market stall. Oh, that's not particularly good use of space, is it? Oh, that's much better. Okay, yes, we'll do that, I think. Grand. We've got a bit of space up the back to decide to do something with there. We'll go and do another block of properties. And then we'll see about doing ourselves a couple more farm buildings. That there. And then this here. It's a very big field. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do vegetables in there. We'll have to wait and see. There might have to be for the use of some apples or something. Same with that one there. The really big ones need to be for apples, ideally. Because large vegetable farms don't tend to work quite so well as large fruit farms do. Put that down there. And then we'll get ourselves those couple of additional farms we were talking about. We'll put these on this road just like so. I'd like to get some families working at these foresters. Of course, we do want to do seasonal hiring, so they're not working in the winter. Okay, and I've set them up a little area to work within over there for this one, and this one is going to work over here. How are we doing for money? I'd very much like to start buying some apples for these orchards, but, you know, money is not endless. We do have a reasonable number of chicken-based goods, I believe. 71 eggs, yes, we do indeed. So that would suggest to me that we ought to get ourselves a couple of goats for these dwellings where we have purchased, or built rather, a wonderful animal pen. We shall get ourselves a granary worker in here. And let's make sure that we're not stocking oat-related products. And we will also increase you to be a large boy. And then why not get a few upgrades going on here? I see no reason to hold the upgrades back, and apparently an expansion on that one. Thank goodness, people are moving in already. What's our approval at? 82% plus 2 monthly migration. We definitely want to be making good use of that, don't we? I think some more animal pens here would be the way to go. And then, of course, we need to get these others set up for some vegetable plots. And these larger ones we will make into a couple of orchards. And our top settlement here in Kragviga, or Kargviga, is developing very nicely indeed. It's very pretty. I love the little fields we have here. And moving up to the main settlement over there, we've got quite the circle coming up over here with the crops in the middle, which I think is going to look rather good. Have we got anyone working at our malt house? In fact, where did we even build our malt house? here? We don't. Let's get a family working there, because I do believe there's a fair amount of barley to be done. It's 124 barley to be turned into malt. And then our brewer will be able to do that as well as mead. What's this button do? Oh yes, the settlers. Totally forgot. Never mind. Seems that we're clearing out this area pretty well for our next domestic expansion in that general direction. How are we getting on down in Interschlau? Let's check in here. Oh goodness, lots to do. Right, so, have we still got no fuel? Is it a trade post problem? Let's check in over here. Are we... We're not exporting charcoal. Are we not chopping down any trees? What are you all waiting for? Cut down some trees, please. We definitely want to get that sorted before winter. We are now felling trees. Weird. Very strange. Right. As for you lot down here, I don't know why I gave you vegetables, but we need to get them up and running sooner rather than later. So let's get a family back working at there. Where are we going to do our forestation here? Probably... might have to do a little bit everywhere. In which case, do we do a little bit up here? Might not be a bad idea to keep some production down here. In which case, we'll need to get a forestry set up. Forester's hut, so that we so we might maintain a little bit of our stock up there. Coinage-wise, what are we selling? We should be selling some planks, shouldn't we? We're over a certain limit. Indeed we are. And hopefully that is happening. Might need to buy ourselves a horse at some point. Okay, a little shy on the old money. Goodness. We need to make sure we're taking advantage of the fish, don't we? Let's get a family working in there, and hopefully that will start to tick up in a positive direction. Over here, let's buy ourselves... How are we doing in terms of what vegetables do we have more of? We've got a reasonable number of carrots and beets, actually. Okay, well, we'll go for some more beets in here, because they're cheap. And then we'll use the rest of our money. Fine. Cabbages and carrots, and then we'll revisit the apple orchards later. So we'll set these up ready to become apple orchards, so we can make some lovely cider. That's the goal for those. We've got 11 spots for people to be moving in, and we've got a little bit of money left, so let's buy some more goats for these before we execute some upgrades. And we'll continue on with the goat-based theme across here. As more people move in, let's make sure we get a large well. What's that? Cheese. Ooh. We can make cheese. Fantastic. I love cheese. Anyway, as I was saying before, I got terribly distracted. We'll need a few more workers over at the local granaries. And let's also get a few more apiaries, because as well as the pollination benefits they're going to give us, it'll also enable us to produce some wax. And also allow us to make some more mead, which is wonderful. We love a bit of mead from our honey. Indeed. Okay. Let us address the farm area. So, we probably don't want to do this just as one large farm, do we? It's going to be wheat. Wheat. Oat. And flax, maybe? Not flax. Okay. Wheat, barley, and oat. Same as others. And how do we want to set these out? We could stick to the edge of a mega field. How large would this be? 9.3 Morgan. I don't think that's a splendid idea at all. It's not sensible. What about strips, though? So if we kind of align ourselves this way and came down on the edge and did a little something like this here, and then came down 1, 2, 3 clicks, and we'll do the same at the top. So it's 0.9 Morgan. It's perfect. So 1, 2, 3, and match it to the top. And we'll just go across like this, I think. 1, 2, 3. That way it's reasonably even, if not perfect. Is that the same? 1, 2, 3. It's saying it's the same. And we'll have a fairly efficient use of the farms as well, so we haven't got any mega areas we need to worry about. Where, of course, only one oxen can work at a time. Okay. And sure, we'll go for a big one at the end there. Okay, good stuff. Let's go ahead and make sure we have plows ordered for these farms. Not quite done with the farms yet. We'll up the priority of that one. We'll pause the game. Now, over here, the crop rotation. Oh, it's back to working. Very strange. Okay, well, over here, we will start with everything paused. And we'll go wheat, barley, oats, and then we will do the same over here. Now, I don't know how quickly we're going to go through the animal feed, because obviously it's completely new to us. So that's going to be something we have to learn as we go along to see if we can afford to free up some oats for general consumption. If we can, it's great. It's another food source. If not, then that's also fine. I don't imagine they would have made it, added it to the game if it couldn't support both, because you're always going to want animals, aren't you? So presumably, if you're always going to want animals, you'll also want the ability to feed people with it, if you give it that possibility. I don't know, difficulty is rambling again, isn't it? So weird. I never used to talk about myself in the third person, then I started playing Manor Lords, and I just, I guess I lost a few of my marbles in the early days. Maybe I'll get them back now we've got seasonal hiring. You never know. I doubt it, but I suppose it's a hope. Right. So that's all of those set up, ready to go. And we will see about hiring a number of families to the local farms. Thank goodness, we never ordered them plows. We'll get those ordered as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'm sure the farmers from over here will come and lend a hand to us. And once again, there are more upgrades to be done. There are more goats to be bought. It's the never-ending job. What's this? Oxus no guide. Don't believe you. Just going to ignore you. Interschlau, how are we getting on? Got a little bit of money. We could really do with selling something a bit more worthwhile than planks, couldn't we? Could we afford to... any of you level 2? What do you need for level 2? A church, of course you do. Shall we build you a church? Seems a splendid idea, doesn't it? Then we might be able to get something to level 2, and you can make something like a small shield, which will be a little bit more worthwhile. Not enough goods, though. How irritating. So, what do we need? We've got... short on the stone. Well, we're going to need to start getting stone out the ground sooner or later. So, we'll start with a little stone gathering camp in that case. Pop it just opposite the trading post here. And we'll get some people subscribed over there as soon as we possibly can. In the meantime, though, we have a reasonable amount of food, so we should be able to keep on top of things. There's slow growth down there, though. Slow growth compared to what we had up here. Due to the whole nearly starving thing. Still find it difficult to look at those mushrooms. Seems to be making a reasonable amount of money up here. We're only 4 months of fuel supplies, though, so I would very much like to get these woodcutters active up here. And, of course, alongside those woodcutters, it would be good to get ourselves a charcoal kiln. Maybe we'll put this just behind, like so. We'll get one family working at the mining pit for salt, so we can start to extract that. And maybe get a second family at these foresters here, so they can do even more planting. And we'll get a family working at this woodcutter's lodge. I doubt we'll see much yield from these farms this year, because we're planting in the summer. if even planting, just ploughing. But at least all the rotations are set up and ready to go for the next year. 8 accommodation spots. So that's looking just fine. I'd really love to get on and do some upgrades to the church up here. 185 regional wealth. Do we have excess of anything else we could consider selling? Not really. Do we have our first harvest of wool? We do. Only 8 wool, so I'm not going to bother with the weavers just yet. That's definitely an area of the game that feels like it might have got a bit harder, because we definitely don't have the all year round wool we used to. It only gets harvested at 1 time a year now. We're nearly through all our barley, and the malt, of course, is being turned into lovely liquor, so we've got ale available for people, as well as the occasional meat. Plenty of eggs, which is quite unusual for a playthrough I'm in. Pork we could do with a little bit more. And we're only just staying on top of construction materials. I imagine that's because we're using a fair few planks to make the bows and the shields for sale. We did get our second saw pit down here, and you have a livestock assigned. But it looks like, yeah, we're short on timber. Oh dear, how have I done there? Right, how are we doing for stockpiles here? So, next to nothing. We need to do a bit more logging, and if we're going to do more logging, we definitely need to do more planting. Okay, how are you all doing? Have you all got... looking for planting spots? Okay. Let's increase your area slightly. Like so. And we're going to increase your workforce by quite some margin, so that we don't run out of trees, which is one of the pitfalls I do come across playing quite often. And maybe let's get another logging camp, which we will locate over here, next to this rather abundant forested mountain slope. And we'll also put down a forester's hut next to it, just in case we decide to be economically friendly, or ecologically friendly, and plant trees as we cut them down, so as to look after ourselves in the future as well as the now. These are being replanted. Construction workers are doing well from the construction yard. We just need to get a few more resources built up. Food is looking okay. Fuel we should be able to get on top of fuel once we have some firewood and charcoal being produced over here, as well as over here. Where is our original woodcutter boy? Just here. So it's not like he doesn't have wood to cut. They are all working hard, working away. And Schlau, how are we doing? So Forge's hut's been built here. Let's get a couple of families working at the stone gathering camp so we can get some stones. 58 regional wealth. I wonder if that's enough for us to go in here and buy ourselves a trade route to export rough stone. Not quite yet, but I am definitely going to buy that trade route once we can, because that's something we can start exporting reasonably soon, once indeed we get our first quarry placed down, which we're a little shy on planks for at the moment. What's our trading export limit on planks? We should have a desired surplus of 12, but we don't seem to be getting there. Are we a bit limited on oxen? Nope, the oxen don't appear to be doing anything. Let's get another family at the logging camp, perhaps. Let's see if that doesn't improve the situation. Oh, according to this, we've got 57 planks. What on earth was it on about? So that's saying we don't have 57 planks. Oh. Oh, not deposited in range. My bad. Right, let's put this on the edge down here. Oh, it deletes all of the surface deposits, does it? Did not know that. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. I thought it just deleted the ones it was immediately touching. Well, we're just going to have to transfer people over to working at the mine straight away. Not to worry. And have we got enough? Did we get enough in that short period of time to build the church? We did, but so we will get the church placed down just there at the end of this road. It's going to look lovely on that little peninsula. Don't know if we'll ever get this one fully upgraded, although we do have the stone locally, I suppose. And we'll get down the view. Once we've got another couple of coins, literally 2 more coins, we'll make sure to buy ourselves a large trade route, which I think is more important at the moment for rough stone than it is to get a horse. We'll get the horse after that. Get a few more vegetable plots in here for when we have a little bit more coin. Oh, and apparently an orchard there. That's fine. Splendid. Well, it is October. There's a definite fuel problem here. Where is all our fuel going? We definitely... Right. Woodcutter's Lodge. What are you doing? Waiting. Let's relocate the Woodcutter's Lodge to over here and see if that helps at all. Let's up the priority for that. Wonder if that's the problem. Rather weird problem to have. I mean, there's plenty of trees around, isn't there? Well, hopefully we'll get them working over there and everything will be tiddly-do, wonderful, fab, and amazing. All technical terms here on Typical T's channel. What I'll do then is I'll set to work fixing the various fuel shortages we are suffering in both our regions. And hopefully once I've taken care of those, we'll set to doing a little bit of growth. And I shall revisit you when we're a little bit further along. grab yourselves a cup of tea, pause the video, and we'll be right back. Doodle pips! Well, hello there, and welcome back. As you can see, we've moved on a few summers, I believe, and we're here again in spring. The gorgeous central field is growing quite nicely, and things are just generally going okay. I've assigned quite a few people to work at the stables, which is something I never really used to do, but it does appear that doing it now does tend to get rid of the missing ox guide, as more people are available to guide oxen. Never something I bothered with in the past, but since we're getting a little red sticker there for it, or flag, it's nice to just get rid of that, isn't it? So, harvests. Plenty of barley to come, we've got plenty of wheat, and also fair dues of oats. We've got 109 animal feed. Down at the lovely pasture, we have quite a few sheep now, and also some lovely cows. Hello, cows. Welcome to Manor Lords. Glad to have you here in our pasture full of sheeps and cows. Oh, aren't you majestic? I shall call you Doris and Angus. Well, Doris and Angus, welcome to Manor Lords. Welcome to our lovely region here in Kangviga, and I hope you'll be delicious. So, I've also just come down to the livestock training post and set us to import a few more oxen, as well as some sheep and even more cows, even though they are quite expensive, because we seem to be mostly on top of our finances. I've pretty much bought all of the large orchards around here now, seeds, and even this massive one for pears, which cost about 700, so quite the investment there, but seems to be going oh well so far. Oh well, so far? Okay so far. These here burgages I've got upgrading with people. Yes, indeed. I've built them and I'm adding people as an upgrade. What a weird way of saying I've built additional accommodation. Still got 3 spaces left, and then we can double these up as well as we go through. We've got a combination of goats and pigs, and a little bit of honey in those there as well. So all is progressing fairly well up here. Obviously the King's tax has also come in, which is becoming a bit of a problem. So while we are sort of getting on top of the fuel situation, my hope is that before too long, we will have spots. Before too long, we'll have a reasonable amount of money up here. We may be able to import what we need to build the next level of our church. And indeed, pretty soon we're going to have to do some even more. We're going to have to do even more expansion here on the old properties. And we are quite shy on workers during the summer. That's because everyone is at the farms. I don't ever really need people at the farms in the spring. We shouldn't do. Something to consider there. But I think we will go ahead and add in another row of properties here, though we shall start with some additional water if we can. In fact, we'll move this road out a little bit further, like so, and we'll get some water in here, and we'll have granary and heavy storehouse, indeed, just like so, with a market stall tucked away in the edges. Fringes, I suppose. And then we'll get some burgages, filling out this space, and we'll do a combination of small burgages and orchards. We've got a fair few orchards. Maybe we'll do a combination of these. Always have more orchards. I think we're looking pretty good for vegetables now. In fact, if we go up here and take a look, indeed, yes, we're up to about the 500 of beets and cabbages, which tends to suggest that we are sort of getting near basically as much as we need. So in that case, we will instead look to put down some big old... Yeah, what's wrong with that? Some big old... Can I build another little road across here? Is that going to help? Big old orchards is what I'm desperately trying to say and failing every time. Because you can always do some extra apples. I guess we're just going to have to start slightly off the edge here. Yep. Very well. It is what it is. And then we fill out the space here with 1 mega orchard, or 2 smaller ones. We'll go for 2 smaller ones. Splendid, and we're filling out nicely up here. Military is also almost full, so we're just missing a few recruits to have 3 units of archers and 3 units of spear, albeit without any upgrades in case the AI makes a move on us. And down in Indishlau, we have a reasonable number of resources. We've got a little bit of money, as you can see. We've moved out to try and get a little bit of clay. We've also got some mortar being made in the lime kiln. And we've extended onto this side of the river, and I've been busy burgaging over here, as you can see. We'll get some more veggie plots in here, some little ones. And that'll make you a chicken boy. We'll upgrade a couple of these to be hitching posts, and we're going to order another horse, because I've been ordering a fair few oxen. I discovered the issue was, I think, if we have someone on here, I don't believe that the logging camps or the woodcutters' lodges deal well with having to cross bridges. I think if they have to cross a bridge, they don't recognise that as an area they can get to. So once I moved the logging camp and woodcutters' lodge over the bridge, they were able to harvest these areas just fine instead of just sitting around waiting. Don't know why they couldn't harvest these. Didn't think about it too much, just moved them and it worked. So that was all dandy. We're building up a lot of charcoal here now, but that's absolutely fine. We're looking okay. Food, basically just subsisting on beetroots at this point. Hopefully we can do better than that in future, but we're actually closer to getting this church to level 2 than we are to anything else, even though it has taken us an extraordinary amount of time. As we get more people moving in, we can start assigning people to clay furnaces to make some roof tiles, and look at that. Down to 3 people for a clay furnace from 5 in the previous iteration of the game. I've got a family working at a construction yard to hopefully speed up construction. Oh my goodness, there's some raiders. We shall have to deal with that promptly. And we just need to start dressing some stone as well. So we'll put a chap in there, and hopefully a few more people will move in to our 4 available accommodation. We should get +1 monthly migration with 73% approval. And that should take care of things just fine. Yes, they are missing animal produce, meats and fruits. We are fishing, are we not? We appear to be fishing. Are you actually fishing though? Yes, you are. You've got fish. I suppose you're going all the way around to the outside, aren't you? Which isn't terribly efficient. And we're not really burying. Although, well, we do have one family working on it. Anyway, where are they marching in from? Yeah, from that side. Well, Haltloch. I'm sure that's not how it's said. Let's see about hiring in some mercenaries. Yes, we can hire some directly into the path of the enemy. And let's see how that goes for us. We are superior forces, so there is every hope that we shall be able to deal with them promptly. So let's move in this direction and see if we can't head them off. Yes, they're coming this way, so we shouldn't need to deploy our own garrison. I'm going to set these chaps to a shield wall, and they're going to stand their ground. That was actually meant to be you. Stand your ground and be a shield wall. And we could do shield wall with both, I suppose. In fact, what we might do is spread them out a bit. There we go. Let's see how that works. Nope, they all just immediately move. Okay. And they've been assaulted from the rear. Let's pull them back a little bit. And I'm actually going to push these chaps forward aggressively. Their sword, they do pretty well at aggressive moves. They are quite outnumbered at the moment. We may have to push in with our spear as well to come and relieve them. A unit 36 sword, I think, should be able to deal with 3 units of brigands, but I'm not 100% convinced. Do seem to be coming out on top thus far. The light spearmen are certainly coming out on top, and even the swordsmen actually have done a decent job. In fact, oh, come on, there's one chap left. Kill him. Let's bring these chaps into this fight here, and even as we are taking a couple of casualties with the sword, now we have the spear getting involved. It's a massacre. Lovely. Well, I think that's 50 coins well spent. There's obviously no bandit camps because everywhere is now occupied, and I don't really want to push straight onto the AI just yet, so we'll disband those troops and move on with our day. As I said, or as I was saying, down here, it's coming along nicely, and it is definitely... do I say it? Do I say it? Is this the most gorgeous spot on any of the Manor Lords maps? It's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Right, so we really are pushing to get this level 2 church upgrade. Now we've got a lovely stonemason station over here. Hopefully we'll be able to get the stones required, the dress stones required to get that level 2 church upgrade, which has taken us an age. And as people move in, we can also send more people to work at the quarry. Maybe even get another quarry set up. Build that now in the background so it's ready for when we want it. Put that one down just there and connect it up to the road. I quite like how this is tributing out here. Usually I have very linear road networks around my quarries, and I quite like how that one's turning out, to be honest. Well, we're already running out of accommodation space, so I think we ought to add a few more buildings. And this side here seems as good a place as any. So we'll go for start. And we'll start here. Build a couple along like this. Maybe even go for 3, and we'll put an orchard behind. those there, and then fill out some of this space. Not enough goods, but that is basically the shape that I want to go for. I wonder if we wait long enough if we'll have a couple of logs pop into our inventory. May need to get a logging camp working on this side of the river here, because at the moment the only one is over here. Although there should be goods being brought to the construction yard, shouldn't there? Yes, that would seem what should be happening. But I suppose we're a little short at the moment. And indeed, all we need is the clay roof tiles now, which we are hopefully starting to produce over here. Which we are. Wonderful. Alright, we'll revisit them shortly, and hopefully we'll be able to press them on. Deforestation up here has progressed quite nicely, so I wouldn't mind getting some additional... Oh, look at all the cows we have. Wonderful. I wouldn't mind getting some additional houses there. We do have 8 available dwelling spots, and those are mostly up here. How are we doing for animal feed? I imagine we have a fair bit now. We've got 28 wool, so we might want to make some clothes soon. We've got 91 oats, which I think are also on the general market. We've got a fair bit of pork on the general market, because I wasn't so strict when setting up our new granaries. So I was allowing them to stock a few extra things. Wheat grain. That shouldn't really be there, should it? Well, I think on this playthrough, we're really just trying to, trying out some of the new features and exploring the game a little bit. And when we do our next long play, we'll be a little bit more assiduous about how we set things up. Dedicated warehouses, storehouses, and granaries for different production areas. And really get into the nitty-gritty, which I absolutely love to do. But that's not what we're here for today. We're just here to explore the new features, so all you lovely people can see them as quickly as possible. These are going to be orchards. I forgot to do that with the first one, but I can do it with the other ones. It's absolutely fine. We're still looking pretty good for chickens, so I think we'll go ahead and get some more animal pens. Perhaps we should get some more goats. And how are we doing on the market storefront? Probably do with a few more granary workers. So we shall do so. Definitely flitting around on the old fuel, aren't we? And yet we seem okay. I think actually we're struggling with charcoal production. I wonder if they've changed the... Where am I looking? The production, way it works. Who knows? Foresters seem to be doing a pretty good job. You can see where they're working quite efficiently. Might even expand their area. I mean, there are 3 families working there, which is obviously more than we normally have. Was it 2 in space? It is 3, yes. Lovely stuff. We could probably do a few extra workers in the farms. Having said that, they do appear to be keeping up with everything, don't they? I love these little green like streaks in between the various fields of crops. It does look rather pretty. Barley looks a bit close to the wheat. That'd be my one complaint. They could do with slightly different colours, couldn't they? Ooh, look at our lovely orchards. With any luck, we'll be making some cider before too long. Building requires maintenance. Well then maintain it, men. Gracious. Where on earth? We've got so much animal feed. It's good. We've got ale. Yes. Not making much mead. Are we out of... We never really used honey before. Now there's actually a use for it. So it's being used as quickly as it's being created, I do believe. And we're doing for... We've got barley being made into malt. So... I think we could probably do with an additional brewery. I think the OG isn't quite keeping up with things. So let's pick someone, and I think I shall pick you, because you're nearby. Actually, will we pick you? Also, how come I could assign them to a workplace? It's because they're piggies. That's fine. Why don't we do it somewhere a bit closer to one of the farms, or indeed the malt house? Where is the malt house? It's down here, isn't it? Just down here, somewhere. I know you're hiding. Malt house, just here. So maybe you would be a good option. So we'll turn you into a brewery. There we go. Get that underway. Good heavens, a work area is empty. It's terribly sad to hear. Oh, let's ignore that. Never mind. Don't worry about why that's empty. Oh, excellent. My deforestation over this area is progressing nicely, so we can expose the church. So we can see it a little bit better. How are we doing for storage at the construction yard? 80 timber at the construction yard. My goodness, that would have made building that Roman city we built so much easier. But I'm glad at least we have the space there. We can probably start importing some goods for that. And actually, we have started a little chap working over here at the clay. So a little clay furnace wouldn't go amiss. So we could start turning some of that into some glorious tilage. We'll set that going there. Pop on down here. Boop. Let's watch. Let's watch the church we built to level 2. This isn't the new level of church, this is the existing one, but it's the first time I've had a construction yard have a say in how it's built. I don't know whether they're going to deliver more goods at once with the sled. Sled, I suppose it's not a sled, is it? It's a wagon of sorts. Let's go and see if we can find said wagon. Should be coming along the road anytime now, I imagine. Hello? Wag wag? Oh, good heavens, I know what it is. I haven't assigned an oxen. Let's assign an oxen. Ernst is awaiting our command. In fact, we'll order another ox as well. Assign another worker to the construction yard. Get a second oxen. Get another quarry up and running. And really start pressing on. Right, while all that's going on, let's focus back in on the church and see if we can't get our first level 2 church, and then we'll get a sneak peek then at what the requirements are going to be to get a level 3 church, which of course is what we're all really here for. We've been waiting for this level 3 church upgrade for a long time, haven't we? So very excited to see exactly what it looks like. I've seen some snippets, some sneak peeks, but I've not had a direct look at it in detail. I've seen the posts and gone, ooh, that looks good, but I've not gone any further than that. I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm sure you haven't watched any other videos first. You've been saving yourself for good old typical T doing it, haven't you? Gives you a stern look. Yes. I shall be replying to you in the voice comments if you haven't watched this one first. Yes, I know. I can't always get videos out as soon as there's an update. I don't tell you when these updates are going to happen, you know. I don't plan my life around it. Though, you know, if one day I could do this full time, maybe I would plan my life around it. Who knows? But alas, that is not presently the case. This is taking forever. How are we getting on? Ah, we have a mortar. We have no tiles. Are we getting those why do I keep calling them sleds? Are we getting the carts out? Carts out for the boys. Come on. Where are my carts? I mean, the goods do seem to be coming from the construction yard. That's, yeah, where everything is being stored. Why does that mortar look like water? Ooh. Those words fit nicely together, don't they? Mortar water. Mortar water. Let's get another family at the construction yard, see if we can't jamble things along. I don't know why that says 0 out of 1. When I hover over it. Yeah, one family's ill. Everyone's constructing, apparently. Supposedly they're faster than a regular construction. Ooh! Church is happening. Ooh, what's this? Have they always done that? I don't recognise that. Is this a new construction process? Is this how the churches were always built? Certainly I don't remember them mixing mortar on site with little buckets next to it. And ooh, what are they doing down here? Chiseling stone. I mean, I already dressed it, but I suppose it needs to be perfect for the... here. Oh, look at all the tiles as well. This is very exciting. I don't believe a lot of this was here before. I don't remember that crane either. Maybe they have overhauled the construction process for level 2 church. Either that, or I've just really not been paying attention to how these things have been built for a long time. It's quite possible. I don't always pay the closest attention anymore. But as far as I'm concerned, that's new. Even if the building itself is the same afterwards. Which looks broadly to be... I mean, I don't remember the timbers at the top being that black. I think they were... Is that taller than it used to be? I think the level 2 church is different, you know. You've still got some elements of the same. It's a lady crying over the number of bones outside. But is that taller than it used to be? Am I tripping? Let me know in the comments below. Is that the same size as it used to be? Anyway, getting distracted. Let's click on this and see what we need. So we need... Oh, it's not that bad at all. So it's an advanced structure, so we will need the construction yard, but we've already got that, so that's not a problem. So 8 logs, 50 dress stone, and 25 of our finest tiles. I think we can manage that, can't we? In fact, we probably can't be that far off that number of resources now. 7 tiles, 40 dress stone. Splendid. Right, well, in no time at all, we'll be able to get a level 3 church. Are you the same? I think you had 2 windows before. I think you're different. I'm going to say it's different. I'm sure you'll all be filling the comments with typical, of course it's different. How could you not notice? And then there'll be some people saying, oh, it's exactly the same. What are you talking about? Is the level 1 the same? I think that's the same, isn't it? You a different pitch of roof? Hello? Are you the same? Answer me. I'm talking to a church roof. Oh dear. That sounds terminal. Ooh, upgrades. That'll distract me. Let's do some goating. And some carroting. And some goating. Sound good? Splendid. Splendid. While you're out there in the comments, let me know if you find my marbles, because they've rolled away. They have exited the building, they have left the chat, they have migrated onwards. 3 available accommodations bases. Why don't we see about importing some materials? So 20, we've got the money, haven't we? 20 dress stone and 10 of each of the others, although we can make some tiles, can't we? We can do that ourselves at the very least. You there, make some tiles. And at our trading post, it's about time we got a 3rd horse and a 3rd worker. We would like to import some of your finest mortar. I would like 35, because that'll do us both levels of the church. And I would like to import 70 of your finest dressed stone. I think we can probably afford that. It'll cost a lot of our monies, but I'm sure we'll get there. Rather worried that the AI will make a move on us during all this. Let's go and see how the AI has got on. What level of church have they got? Ah, they've still got a level 1 church, puny AI. They've got some deep mines though, and they've got a fair few burgages. It is still reminiscent of the old AI settlements. And, ooh, having said that, they don't normally settle a little village further away from the main settlement. And the back gardens look, although not particularly well used actually, because they've got all the wrong things in them. The size, but I've heard that, yep, they're now able to put foresters' huts down and move the log and come out from the centre, so they don't run out of logs as they always used to do. They definitely appear to be doing better than they would normally. This is, I think, larger than they've ever grown to before. I've definitely noticed that this level of population is a little laggier than I would normally expect, so I do think perhaps the AI is using a little bit more of my RAM than it has previously. But we'll have to wait and see if that does bear to be the truth. Just short on these roof tiles now. How many of those bad boys do we have? 16. Not quite enough. Let's get... what are we limited on? Clay? Or are we limited on firing? Yeah, we're limited on firing. Let's get another family working at the clay furnace, see if we can't speed that along a little bit. Very excited to get that level 3 church. I think that's our main objective for this playthrough, to get that church to level 3. Look how pretty it is. And then we'll reflect on this lovely game we've played on the new map of Manor Lords with a new update. Maybe we'll do both churches to level 3. We'll see. You'll have to let me know if you want me to continue this playthrough after that. We did that with the previous one, and people pretty much seem to like it, so it's something we might do again in future. But for the meantime, we'll be probably looking to start a new playthrough on this map again and do something even more efficient. Yeah, I think that's probably more likely. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. You got my stuff yet? So impatient, actually, out of logs now. Ooh, did we not pick a bunch of veggies? Carrot? Cabbage? Beet. I didn't get the first one there, did I? Carrot. Thank you. And there's additional burgages we have constructed here, and we're going to put a larger one next to that as well, won't we? Construction, residential. A mortgage. And still not enough goods. My dear sir, what keeps happening to my timber? Have I got no limit on my sorted? I do. Then I say to you again, where is my timber? Very strange. I think maybe we should invest in that second logging. At least I would have had enough timber. Oh my goodness, it's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. I've actually got enough of everything now except for timber. Bring me my timber. What are you all doing? Harvesting. Waiting. Why are you waiting? You branching tree. Can I inquire as to where you're cutting trees down? Let's do this. And see if that helps at all. Looks like possibly. I do think it's a little bit odd. As soon as roads over water, what's that called? A bridge. Thank you, brain. As soon as bridges get involved, it does seem to get a little bit funny sometimes. Right, we shall while away the time while they get that going. Saving completes there. How's harvest going? We're spending quite a lot of our money now, aren't we? Goodness, yes, we have. Spent all of our money. I imagine that's on all of the lovely cows we've been ordering in, as well as the materials we've been buying in for our church. And indeed, we can start the first upgrade process. So this time, are you there already? Goodness, they're wasting no time ripping this place down, are they? When they're getting ready to mix all the muck. They're going to deliver this all bit by bit. We've got a larger construction team at this here settlement. In fact, we'll go over to our construction yard. Where am I? I'm all turned about. I'm going to have to get used to saying this. Construction yard, right. And we'll up the team to max size. you have more than one construction yard? I presume so. Yes, you can. Goodness, you can store so many materials. Oh, the possibilities. I love the idea of having, you know, maybe, oh, great idea. When you go to build in a new area, say you're expanding from here and you want to go and build a little settlement over here, you could build a construction yard first, and then they could spend a year transporting all the goods using, get this, using the extra carts they have to transport more than one log at a time. Move everything down here, and then when you come to do your construction of this new settlement, it all happens really quickly. Usually it takes forever to transport one log at a time to establish anything that isn't right next to your existing settlement. So, ooh, I do like the sound of that. Oh, the possibilities. They're bouncing around my head, people. They're bouncing around my head. This update is going to provide us a lot of content, I think, to have a lot of fun. I love how they lay everything out now. Block station, you've got the plank station over here for the scaffolding, presumably. Tiles in here. The mortar mixes. I mean, the only thing I would say is, well, this is fantastic. We need more of this. The randomly hammering in the corners. Don't love that. It would make more sense to me if they were actually hammering right up against the surface of the church. But there we have it. It's a vast improvement. I should not complain. Oh, exciting. Have they done that to all the construction processes? Or is it just the new buildings such as the church upgrades? Don't know. Okay, so we just then need a few more tiles, which we are producing locally, and import the rest of that stone, which might be a little while because we need the money. Have we got ourselves... We have some logs, people. We have some logs. Let's go ahead. Hit that button, upgrade to large stone church, and let's watch it happen. Do we have any spare workers? Yeah, we do actually. We've got quite a few since people have moved in. Let's ignore everything else and assign them to the construction yard and give them 3 oxen as well. And maybe we'll even assign someone to one of the hitching posts to do some guiding. And we'll get in and see about watching this new construction. I'm not sure what to expect. How large is it going to be? I mean, this already feels larger than the old one was, or at least maybe they just changed the colour palette. I don't know, still tripping. I could just go and look at an old image, couldn't I, of what they used to look like. Well, that sounds like a lot of work. Well, I can just let all of you shout at me in the comments. Level 3, level 3, level 3. I wonder how many other big buildings are going to get this treatment. I mean, I know they've just given me the level 3 church. I've not even built my first level 3 church. And I'm already thinking about a cathedral. What about a modular cathedral? Write it down. Write that idea down. Send it to the devs. A modular cathedral. Look, just like you can build... They're hoping to let you build larger manors. Modular manors. I want to be able to build a modular cathedral with buttresses and all sorts. In fact, you know what? Just a little update. This wouldn't take long to make, I don't imagine. Basically make me Minecraft inside of Manor Lords. So I can go into creative mode. And I have all the resources there. And I can build templates of buildings and then have them appear in the game. I think that is a week's work tops for one dev. I don't think that'll take long, will it? No? You don't agree? You think that might spoil the game? Well, you know what? I used to play a lot. I've got a lot of hours in this game called Colony Survival. Let me know if any of you have played that one before. And the reason I think I loved it so much is it's got the colony survival element, obviously, with building a settlement and helping people survive, which I absolutely love in a game. But also, when I get bored of that, I can do a bit of creative construction and design my base just how I please, just like if I was in Minecraft. And when I'm done with that, I go back to doing a bit of colony building. And there's also the tower defense, survival element as well, which I also came at when I was much younger. I sunk many hours into Warzone tower defense. Getting a right history here on Typical, aren't you? And it's just great. I mean, if I could ever live stream that game, if anyone wants to watch it, then that's definitely something I'd be willing to do. Many hours lost to that game, that's for sure. Not lost, but spent. Ooh. They're going to take down the tower. They're just going to make it taller. It looks like they might just say, oh, look at the size of that nave. Ooh, what a nave. So I love that the tower actually just gets decapped and then built higher. I love that idea, because that's more like, I guess, what they would have done. They wouldn't have just demolished a whole tower of a church. They would have just extended onto it. Oh my goodness, look at those buttresses. I love a buttress. Looks fantastic. Look at that crane as well. That is fantabulous. I love that so much. Whoa. Getting a bit close. Oh, another little crane over there. Oh, I love the forms. They're making forms so we can make a block quicker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder how long until they're going to make us make glass in this game, or whether that's just a given. you know, a glass kiln or something. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, is that the size? I mean, how much taller does the tower get? Here we go. Ooh. Oh, yes. And then another spire on top of that, I'm guessing. Oh my goodness, look, they're building the structure inside as well. And giving it, I guess, a wooden ceiling. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job of filming this, am I? Wooden ceiling in there, yeah. Is that permanent on the outside? Is that for a gallery inside? There's a door up there. Oh, very nice. Roof going on top of here above the plastered ceiling. Oh my goodness, the end looks fantastic, doesn't it? Oh my days. People, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. This is what I used to love to do, playing Manor Lords. Before I ever started recording, I would just sit there and I'd watch constructions happen. Ooh, different spire design. I'm sad like that. I just like it. I guess all of you like it too. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Well, amazing. Are we almost there? Our first level 3 church. Down here in our second region. On the brand new map. It's done. Our very first level 3 church. Yes, yes, we're all taxed, whatever. Look how pretty it is. It's got a stone wall around the outside as well. I think we need to go and appreciate this at a first-person scale. Yes. I mean, it's the one downside is it's now much more resplendent than my manners will be. But look at it. I love it. I love it so much. Great job, devs. I love the design. It looks fantastic. I love everything about it. There's nothing I would change. Except maybe let me make a cathedral. That's like twice the size. Ah, okay. I'd like to be able to walk inside. It's got the same stone wall issue that the rest of the game has. I'd have to actually go and look inside, but I need to be able to look from a distance anyway. Ooh, look at the decorative... What are those? Are those ducks? Or just feathers? I think they're just feathers. Around the outside is decorative paint. Wow. That is by far the biggest building we have in Manor Lords to date. With the entrance over here. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, hats off to you, devs. Fantastic. Great stuff. Good show. Top game. Can we build another one, please? Not just yet. We need 25 tiles. We will gather said tiles and build said church, and we shall return for a look around our first level 3 church city. And what's it called, actually? Just a large stone church. Okay. We'll look around our first level 3 church city and reflect a little bit on the latest update to Manor Lords. Well, there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this first look at the latest update of Manor Lords. I love all the new features. The new church is fantastic. The new crops, the new animals, just everything is great. The construction camp is definitely one of my favourite features, and I can't wait to dive into my next long play to see what we can do with all of those wonderful features to really make our next long play a little bit different from those that have come before. Thank you so much to my members. It's you guys that keep the channel going, so thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like below, maybe comment as well, and why not consider subscribing if you'd like to see more relaxing long play content. But for now, I've been Typical T, and this has been Manor Lords. Cheerio!